Welcome everyone to Gaming After Dark. Sorry for the slight delay. Me and Dreadpool were just chatting off the scenes here, but it is good to be back on this beautiful May 19th in this screwed up year that we live in. That is 2020. I do hope that everybody is doing fantastic. Unfortunately, before I get down to it, our amazing Primal Eve cannot be here tonight, guys. She's a little under the weather. She's got a few things on the go. She said last week on the show, her work schedule has changed due to the COVID stuff. So she's staying up a lot later, going to work earlier, doing a lot of travel. She promises to be back. I'm sure she'll be back again with us next week. So here you go, guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe YouTube is acting up. I hope everything sounds good and appears good right now. So boom, 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 kaboom. It is Noof Nukem. I am in the room, but I am honored and pleased and super excited to have my returning guest. He's been here before. You guys might know him. He's a cool cat and likes to linger and let loose once in a while. He is Dreadpool. What is up, Brother Dread?
Oh, not much. Thank you. I got to find myself a little opening slogan or something like that to excite the crowd,
That's right.
But anyway, what's up, my fellow Dreadites that are here to see this and laugh with us? And, unfortunately, like you said, Primal Eve isn't here today.
Your slogan should be, "It's Dread and I'm in your head. Let's go." All right. Too bad Primal can't make it, guys, but we do have a good show for you. Lots of cool topics on the docket. Obviously, some reaction to last week's State of Play, Ghost of Tsushima. Does the Snyder cut actually exist? Of course, Primal Eve's question of the week without Primal. We got some other good stuff that Dreadpool dropped in my private chat. The invitation was sent out to Xbot448. I don't know if he's going to come by and join us. Actually, he is waiting. He's on standby. There you go. I didn't even realize he was in the room, but he is here. There you go. So before I get into the topics, let's introduce the man. You know him as Xbot448.
Yo, Noof, what's going on, everybody? Yo, Noof, I didn't know what to do. I'm waving my hands in the air in front of my computer like, Noof, I'm right here, man. I'm right here.
Normally I hear the little drop bucket sound because it goes bloop, but I didn't hear it. I didn't realize you were coming over, but you're here, brother.
Just like you at Next Podcast, I found a way. I did a little lock picking on the back door, and there was no sound, but I was here in the waiting room. What is up, chat? It is good to be hanging out with my Canadian brother, and of course, I am what do you say, Dreadite?
Yeah, Dreadite.
I am definitely. I am definitely a part of that group right there. I'm a huge Dreadpool fan as well. A lot of respect for this gamer. So this is awesome, man. Thank you for sending the invite and let me come on, man.
Brother, it's been long overdue. I am super excited to have you here, man. I can't wait to hear what your take is on some of our topics. And as you know, Xbot, this show runs a little bit loose, kind of like Primal once in a while. So actually, I heard she's pretty tight, but she's not here tonight. So, but that's cool because like I said, we got Dreadpool sandwiched in the middle. He said he doesn't like threesomes, especially when he's in the middle. So
this is worse than the Devil's Three-Way.
But we gotta go. Let's give a shout out to the amazing chat first before we get going. Timothy Dixon, who's usually always the first in the house. What's up, brother? Back from the dead is here. Spider-Man 346 is hanging out with us tonight. Thank you so much. We got Portal Player is here as well. Let's see who else we got going on up in here. We got Buck Roger, R. Rob, Matt Burns, Anime Heaven, ACS Husk, who I'm going to be on his podcast tomorrow in a little one-on-one.
Husk, what is up, bro?
Infinite is here. Cyber Gunter's in the house. So we already got the A-listers already showing up in the chat. And we got awesome people in the chat. No trolls. At least I hope there's not. But we'll find out as we go through the night. Well, let's start with Dreadpool. Dread, my friend, what the fuck have you been up to, bro? Have you been able to get any game time in recently? What's floating your boat?
Well, let's see. It's my week of furlough this week. So, I've been playing Borderlands 3 to death. It's so bad that I haven't even had a chance to play it today. I didn't want to play it. But, Borderlands 3 has been the game that I've been putting down.
So you're going back to it? Or are you playing through it again? Or is it like...
I'm finishing up all the DLC, all the side quests. Technically already beat the game when I first jumped on. I jumped on with Leonidas and Wilmy Hood. and they were kind of already in the middle of the game. So I just jumped on and played all the way through, beat the game, saw what the ending was and everything. And then after we were done, I went back and started from the beginning. And, we still got a few levels to go and a whole bunch of side quests. But I am at level 57 finally.
Nice, getting up there. Speaking of Borderlands, is anybody planning to even pick that game up for the Switch or perhaps the BioShock collection? Just curious. Anybody?
No, I'm passing.
I have the BioShock collection on the Xbox. I'm good right there, man.
There you go.
Yeah, I even bought it for the Xbox One, and I still haven't even popped it open.
Yeah, I'm not hardcore in either one of those franchises enough to drop another probably $70-$80 Canadian. No thanks. I played them once. That's good. We're good there. Alex Bash,
you get robbed up there, brother, man. Everything's so expensive up there for you, man.
You need to make a trip across the border.
Noof, I'll be right there at the border. Just pick a longitude, latitude, and whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'll buy it here. We'll exchange money at the border. I'll just hand it over to you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Over the fence.
I know, man. Hookers are even so expensive up here. We got to approach them with a discount card. You know what I mean? Hey, this old age pension will work. You got to get freaking flyer miles on them, right? You actually get a stamp card. Oh, the fourth one's free.
Oh wow! Wow, bro.
Yeah.
Am I miss talking to you, man?
It's not air miles. It's pubic hair miles, guys. There you go.
Oh.
Hey, all right, Rob, what's going on, brother? How about yourself, Xbox man? What the hell have you been playing?
Oh, damn. I've been suffering from what they call Destiny fatigue lately. I've gone in to do kind of the steps for the latest quest, but I've branched out more. I went out there. I beat Ori 2.
Nice.
Yeah, that ending was
good ending.
Insane.
I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, the ending was insane. But then I also there's a quest in it where you're giving a lot of characters different things throughout the entire storyline. And then I finally I got to the end of it, and it was a part of it was a stone piece to a map. And when I put that stone piece where I needed to put it, it showed me all the collectibles on the map. So I've been running around trying to collect everything, getting my life up to 100% to get that achievement, getting my the energy bar up to 100% to get that achievement, and going and collecting all the little spirit shards, all sorts of stuff. I'm trying to get as much to 100% as possible, and I'm planning on replaying it again without using any of the ability shards, which is an achievement as well. But other than that, I've been playing. I got back into Forza Motorsport 5 because from what I'm hearing, kind of behind closed doors, the next Forza Motorsport will be a launch title for the Series X. And from what I'm hearing, it's going to be insane. So I wanted to get back into simulation racing, which is different than Forza Horizon. It feels different.
Totally.
Even the driving line, you react to it differently and stuff like that. I have been going back and forth into Forza Horizon 4 as well. Because every time they change the season, there's new cars that you can get in the playlist that you can't normally get any other time. So I'm really big into cars, so I'm collecting all the cars I can. Other than that, the only thing I'm planning on that I haven't gotten started yet is I'm going to go back into Halo 4 and I'm going to play that entire campaign again. And I'm probably going to do it on my YouTube channel. So I'm probably going to stream the whole thing because I feel like Halo 4, the campaign gets a bad rap. I feel like it's one of the best stories in Halo. And just because the Halo 4's multiplayer really went more Call of Duty and people didn't like it, people had a tendency to really kind of talk a lot of shit about Halo 4. But I feel like the story was one of the best. And I feel like if I could get that out there, get an audience watching it, they might see the same thing I see. So I'm planning on doing that as well, man.
Nice. Well, between Xbot 448 and our good friend the Ash and Luca, I'm pretty sure those two alone are practically keeping the Destiny servers alive. So, they
Dude,
play a lot of Destiny.
Destiny is not dead. There are still millions of people playing that game, man. I don't know where that comes from.
I know. I'm just
Luca
pulling your
backed
leg,
off
man.
of it.
I haven't played it in months. I think the last time I played it was so different. I couldn't even remember what the frig I was doing. So, I'm kind of getting, like I said, I've been fatigued. They're grind for this season.
And they have one more season before the next expansion. I am looking forward to the next expansion because we'll finally have that ultimate evil called the darkness there, and we'll be fighting the darkness, and there's supposed to be so many changes to the game and how loot is collected and all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to the expansion. I hope the next season is better than this season, but yeah, I just got fatigued because there was nothing really good to get in there and kind of play for. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Before we get into our first topic of the night, let's catch up with the chat. Jago Kukud is in the house. Brother Jago, how you doing, man? Glad you could be here. Ron Hale, how's it going, Ron? We got the crazy Greek dude. Philly Eagle is down with us tonight. RGV Viper X, what is up, brother? Buck Roger, Infinite, Spider-Man, Alex Basha. The list goes on. HR Bomber's here. The Bomber Man is Gaming Forte in the house. Holy crap, man. I told you, we got the who's who right now in the chat. Thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. And again, showing some love for Dreadpool and Xbot. I know Dread's been on my podcast a few times, but this, I'm pretty sure, is Xbot's first foray into gaming after dark. So, he's got a Q-tip.
I'm usually almost sleeping by now, man. You know what I'm saying?
It gets late.
No, it's been rough ever since the kids have been staying home and doing school at home. And I'm the parent that's at home 99% of the time. And I thank God every day that I'm not going crazy yet, man.
Working, jerking, and lurking. Dreadpool dropping $2 in the chat. Trade, you're in the podcast and you're still dropping coin, brother.
Well,
Joe Dunmore, what's happening? Dr. Dinglenut, probably the best name in the chat tonight. Dingeldorf, I don't know. It's all good.
Dinglenut.
Yeah, Dr. Dinglenut is in the house. What's going on?
If I have another kid, I will name him that, just to let you know. Okay?
Dr. Dinglenut. There you heard it from Xbot himself. So, Mel, if you're listening to this podcast ever, you might want to keep your legs closed on this one, or your kid's going to be Dinglenut.
Dinglenut. We shall name him Dinglenut.
Dinglenut, dear. Oh, man. All right. So let's get into the first topic. This topic has been making all the headlines. It's been making some heads spin. It is Ghost of Tsushima, and it comes out this summer. If you happen to be a PlayStation, Tsushima? If you happen, Tsushima. So if you happen to be, what's that, Dread?
It's Tsu, T-S.
Tsu. Yeah. It's a silent T, right? It's like
no, it's not silent. You have to pronounce the T with the C, with the S.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tsu, like your
Ghost of Tsushima. There you go. That's close for me. Tsushima is a planet from Mass Effect, but yeah, just call him single.
If only Jamie was here, he would have said that right off the bat. He would have been like, "Yo, I know exactly what you're talking about." Right off the bat.
Yeah. HR Bomber dropping $2 in the super chat. He goes, "Wow, it does work. Cliffy, go home. You're drunk." And the blue one drops $5 and he says, "Battletoads."
Oh no, you're doing that wrong.
Yeah, I can't come close.
Battletoads.
Somebody get that one on record, please.
Yeah.
Soundbite. Sathius, what's up? Fastbacks in the house. Let's go, boys. All right. So Ghost of Tsushima. Probably said it wrong again. I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Let us be Western.
Let's just call it sushi, okay? That's close enough. Dreadpool, you've had a chance, I'm sure, to absorb, see the trailer, hear all the crap online, yada yada yada. What was your impression from state of play? How did this game look to you? Is it something you want to buy? Is it something that could make people run out and buy a PlayStation 4 simply for this game alone? What's your take on this game? I want to know from you, and then I'll get Xbox opinion. You guys know how I feel about it, but I'll weigh in on it as well. So you take it away, Dread.
The SSD made it look fabulous.
Oh my god.
It's all about that SSD, guys.
Yeah, it's all about that, right? No, actually, it looked okay. I remember last year when looking at it after Xbox's game reveal, look, and everything after that looked like crap. You know what I mean? Everything didn't look, um, as they were saying, next gen. Everything after that, it just looked like it was this gen, and it still looks good. It didn't. Um, at that time, we were just blown away with the news. So now that we're looking at it here, with the trailers, and we saw what it was, and going back on YouTube and trying to watch it the highest quality, because when I watched it, I went back and YouTube had it at 480, and I'm like, why is it? This still doesn't look good. This still looks horrible. And I'm looking at the YouTube settings yet again. I'm thinking that a lot of these people, when they pop on the video to watch it, it just automatically gives them whatever. Because a lot of times I watch it at the highest quality that my computer cannot handle. And I do it on purpose because I want to see the best graphics that it can produce. So, yeah, it doesn't do 4K, but I put it on there for 4K, you know what I mean? Or 1440 or, 1080, 60, you know what I mean? So I'll do that just to see what it can do and see the visual at as best that it can offer. But yet when the computer automatically says, oh, it's 480 for whatever reason, I don't know why YouTube does it. It's done it before where, I've watched other games and everybody's like, oh, it's horrible. And I'm looking at it going, well, yeah, I had to reselect what YouTube put on there for the quality. So sometimes it just shifts it back and forth for whatever reason. So I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but what I saw wasn't that bad. It looked pretty good. It had me interested. I'll give it that. The whole.
I didn't
the whole
watch the
grass.
video in 4K, and it looked awesome to me, man. So I don't know.
I mean, we're being critical with our own opinions, but for what I saw, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't horrible, but it looked basically like a game that you would expect at the end of the gen. It didn't look next gen, but it didn't look this gen either. You know what I mean? It's right there on the borderlines where they're actually milking the console for everything that it has. They put the polish in. They've done well with the game. Now to see it in motion and actually play it in my own hand, it's a different story. We're watching somebody else play that they're purposely cutting the scenes how they want to. So it's not like they've done this for the first time on here.
So from a gameplay perspective and stuff, what stood out to you? Because obviously they made some various design choices with this game. One, there is like pretty much no HUD. The waypoints aren't like scripted and 500 icons all over the map. You kind of make it up as you go. So what did you think about their direction with this game? How did it come off to you?
The wind portion of directing where to go was kind of cool. The animals, not really so much so. I mean, you got to follow a fox. Am I hunting it? Am I hunting a rabbit?
No, you're trying to pet it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. But it didn't really make sense per se for that. But I get what they were doing. They were just trying to use a different effect, a different visual to guide you along. There are stories that, animals do all this stuff to guide you to your next part of your journey. So maybe that's, what they're going with. Okay, cool, whatever. That's their prerogative. That's the way the dev decided to make the game, to narrate you where to go without having a map. Gotcha. So I can live with that. Like I said, it's not really my thing, but until I play it, it's hard to say. It might be enjoyable. It might be okay. Now it's more intuitive now that I'm actually playing and seeing what's going on and understanding the gameplay better. So that's the other aspect. We're just watching. We're not actively playing.
Buck Roger dropping some knowledge in the chat, says the fox and the bird parts are part of the Japanese religion known as Shinto. Starbuck Unlimited is here. Starbuck United. I'm always saying Unlimited. I don't know where you get that. Starbuck United. Sathius in the chat. Hey, our good buddy Vogelskrieг is in the house. What's going on, brother Vogel? Yeah, I haven't seen him here in a long time. What's going on, Vogues? Who else we got going on here? Invader Gaming. He's in the house. What's going on, Invader? Crazy Greek dude's hanging out with us. Ilzador's Bane. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm pronouncing everything wrong tonight. Isildor's. There you go.
One of those are at least 80% right. Okay.
God dang. Let's keep going until we get them right. But yeah, thanks a lot, Alex Bashout. What's going on, dude? So thanks for being here, guys. Just leaving work, says Vogel's Creek. Time for bed. Have a great night. That is our good buddy, the Graphic God. Have a good night, Jay, man. Thanks for stopping by and showing some love, brother. I know it's late in the East Coast, bro. You gotta take some of that shit to keep you up later at night, or drink some monsters or something, right? Right? Let's there you go. JR, on the next payment for some graphics, we'll send you some Viagra and a couple of monsters, dude, and you'll be up for the next 4 days. There you go.
No.
That will be a video. And Jay likes to do those.
Jay be running around his neighborhood, pointing in every direction, man.
Jay always does those one-handed videos, and he puts them up online. There you go. That's your next idea, Jay. But you had to put a little sensor in there. But you had to play the next Mortal Kombat with your penis.
Yeah,
put the little black sensor
in the controller, like.
He's in. He says he's all in. Oh fuck. Keep it foxy. Siberia. Holy shit. What's going on, Siberia? How you doing, brother? Glad you can be here. Xbot, how about yourself, man? How did you feel about Ghost of Tsushima and the gameplay, all that good stuff? Something that obviously you have a PS4. Excited about this game or not?
Well, see, I sold my PS4 a while ago. It was after the launch of Spider-Man. Yeah. Damn. I got so mad when it came to Spider-Man, and I came out there. I let people know, basically I needed the money as well.
Right.
But with me being so mad when it came to Spider-Man, for me being like a true Spider-Man like comic book fan, and seeing the quality of the developer that was behind the Spider-Man game, I was expecting more than what I got. So yeah, I ended up selling it. But a couple of things. First off, 18 minutes of gameplay. I love how they presented everything. All right. They went in, they showed exploration, then they showed combat, then they showed the customization, and then they showed little attention to detail when it comes to like the older martial arts movies and things that they were bringing from kind of like that mindset with the Japanese voices instead of American, and the black and white kind of like martial arts like film grain that you can play the game through. I thought that was really cool. Graphics, I thought they were really good. I'm a little bit opposite when it comes to what Dreadpool said. I feel like what I call the winds of change, where you hit a button and that wind kind of shows you where to go. To me, it looks like it's out of place in the world. Like it's layered over the top, and it was a little like, but that's a little nitpicky thing. When it comes to like the birds and the animals guiding you to different kind of like side quests and different things to do on the side, and I actually like that because it keeps you immersed in the game. To the point where you're paying attention all the time, just in case one of those birds comes up flying next to you. And because if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss out on that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like that whole thing. Graphically, it looks good. It's an open world action game. You can take kind of like the stealth approach. You can take the samurai approach. You can go back and forth between the two. I think it looks good. It's a quality game. I'm really happy that, like, for the first time in a long time, one of Sony's first party, third person, camera over the shoulder action adventure games. And I'm not asking the question of, are they using the same assets that they were using in these other games? Like there's no leaves or anything that look like they came from Uncharted 4 or anything like that, which I was asking those questions when it came to games like God of War and other like third person type games that came out of like Sony's first party. So I was really happy about that. It was refreshing to see.
Right.
In terms of it selling consoles though, I mean, we gotta be honest here. Like the main kind of like hook on this is feudal Japan.
Right.
If you take feudal Japan out of it, it's basically you get a big Assassin's Creed type feel. You know, you add in the feudal Japan, you can get a little more of a Tenchu type thing. So, you know, I sold my PS4. I'm not running back out right now to go get one to play this game. I think it looks
so you
good.
haven't learned the rules of Newfoundnomics yet.
Yeah,
huh?
no, I haven't. I have not graduated from that school yet. You know, I still have finals to come. So, you know, maybe after finals, I'll be like, you know what? I should go and get a a PS4, but I'm not running out to buy one.
Right, sure.
I think it'll be a good game for people who have a PS4 in terms of it kind of like, people running out there to get a console for this game. I don't necessarily see that, man.
Isildur's Bane. Now I pronounced it right because once he gave me the reference to Lord of the Rings, and then I knew it's Isildur's Bane. Name of the ring, apparently. Fastback, what's happening, man? Michael Monkey Punch Lugo is in the house. RGV Viper X, what's going on, brother? Who do we miss? Blue Moon FC is in the house. Sparhawk is here with us as well. So thanks, guys, for being here. Dr. Dinglenut still in the house. Look, man, I said my piece on this. I'm going to keep it quick. I like the fact, well, one, it's not Sekiro, even though people compare it to Sekiro. I'm not a fan, like I said, of the From Software games. I'll never buy another one again. So I'm actually interested in playing, hopefully this game is challenging, but it's not punishing, and there's a big difference between the two. And so far, based on the videos I've seen, it looks like, there's obviously traversal, there's certain things with the combat, but hopefully it's not punishing. I don't think it's going to be. I think this game is more of an adventure action game as opposed to, because we didn't see any leveling with the enemies. We didn't see life bars, numbers, anything like that to indicate that these guys are ultra powerful. You got to have a certain level to beat them. I thought the animation looked very smooth. I thought the graphics looked good. As far as the wind to change, I thought that was unique. Obviously borrowing some of that stuff from things like Breath of the Wild. A few cues there. Usually when you see the wind to change around my house, my wife is telling me I better get to the washroom. So
you can smell it coming before you see it, man.
You can smell the fumes. There you go. That's what we need now, guys. We need a new a new Gen Age version of that game from the Genesis. Remember Booger Man?
Yes.
Oh, yes. We need a new Booger Man, guys. Let's get the petition going. A pick and flick adventure, right?
Wow.
Clay fighters, but that would never beats out the clay fighters.
Fucking clay fight. Did you guys hear? Just off topic, but obviously you probably saw the news that Mike Tyson's been training for some sort of comeback, maybe a charity thing, and apparently he's put it out there that he would like to have another Punch-Out game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, man, somebody get on that. It doesn't have to be just like the old Punch-Out, but man, get on it. Especially like, PSVR. Could you imagine a really cool looking Punch-Out game in PSVR with like a really realistic Mike Tyson coming at you? Like that'd be fucking cool.
See, I would want a cartoony Mike Tyson, but now with the tattoo on his face. Right. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, yeah, get on that, man. I would love to play another Punch-Out.
And the guy's gonna put me in the game. And the guys will put me in the game. If you can put me in the game as a young Mike Tyson, and they're gonna put me in the game as old Mike Tyson. That was probably a terrible impression, but you get the drift.
I was wondering where you were going at first.
No, because if he does a Mike Tyson game, what? Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson with a lisp.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. Mike Tyson's Celebrity Punch-Out, where you're not only facing Mike Tyson, but you get to beat up a bunch of like celebrities, either alive or dead. Like that'd be awesome. Can you imagine like your first one is like Michael Jackson, and he's kind of he's like Glass Joe, so he's doing all the like little hand things and shit, and you'd be like punching him. That'd be awesome.
First one would be that rapper 6ix9ine. That would be the first one, and then Michael would be up there a little bit because He'd hit you below the belt quite often, man. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get Justin Bieber in there because everybody will want to beat the shit out of him.
Dude, I think you're onto something, man.
He's the reason that up in Canada, we try to forget that he's from this fucking country. Like, you guys can take him.
Import over here.
Yeah, he's an import,
guys, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Stan Lee better be. He might make an appearance. You never know. So. That's awesome.
No, if you put Stan Lee in it, you automatically lose right there. There's no way you're beating Stan.
That's right. Stan's got to be after. He should be like the credit boss. When you're watching the credits, he shows up and you got to fight him. Wouldn't that be cool?
If you can survive the credits.
Hey, be like, hey, now guys, I didn't get in there yet. And he comes in and he's like pounding the shit out of you.
You gotta fight. If you can make it through the credits, it's an achievement or a trophy.
See, Justin Bieber, if you're listening to this podcast ever, dude, you need to get onto this because there you go. You could actually make a shitload of money just for having people beat you up in a video game, and you'd be even richer for it. So there you go. My dumb idea is looking pretty smart right now. Excelsior. Anyway, let's move on from the gameplay. Like I said, people are probably tired of it. It looks pretty awesome. It is what it is. Either want it or you don't. It's that simple. But let's talk about something we saw today, and that is another custom console, the PlayStation Ghost of Tsushima console. And I'll head back over to Dread on this one.
Hold on.
Get a chance.
Wasn't it the Last of Us 2 console?
Nope.
It's not a Ghost console.
Or no,
it's Last of Us 2.
The Last of Us 2?
Brother.
Oh,
brother.
The Last of Us. What the fuck am I looking at then?
It's all right,
so
man.
the
You got to start getting a hold of me before you go live on your show, man. And let me know what you're talking about. And if there's anything that needs to be correct, I'll be like, yo, brother.
Okay, so it's the one with the flowery pattern on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
the fern
all
and
right.
the moth.
All right. I don't know where the fuck I was sitting Ghost of Tsushima. But anyway, Dread, will they weigh in on the Last of Us 2 custom console? What did you think of it, bro?
Does Ghost of Tsushima have a tattoo on him with that too? Or? Actually, to be honest, I don't think it's really a bad console. What I find funny is the cutout that they did. They did a really good etching on it, or something. I don't know if it's even etching. It looks like
it looks like
it's
laser
etched, yeah.
Does it look like a laser etched or molded?
It does, but I could be wrong.
I'm thinking it's molded, but who do I what do I know? It's just the way it looks to me. But at the same time, I don't see a big deal with it. I actually don't mind it. It's not my style per se, but it's so much better than the God of War one.
Oh, yes, come on, man.
Come on. You're going to tell me that small little handle with that big old axe blade? Come on. It looks like a remote control with some sort of design to the left of it.
Don't talk about small, like the little small handle, because then Noof will go off on something completely different, man. I'm just saying.
Hey, you're the one that said small handle. Whoa.
Apparently, Donald Trump is using small handles.
Yeah.
But I mean, it reminded me of my TiVo controller. It's just that's what it looked like to me. The other one would be the Nathan Drake one. That one there looked pretty cool. I forgot about that until someone pointed out on Twitter, and I'm like, all right, that's a cool one too.
Destiny 2 PS4, man.
Nah, that was
pretty dope.
That was the best, with the white with the gold, kind of like the map on the top of it. That was the best looking.
Kind of look like gold. Look like gold leaf. Yeah.
You see how much black is in my gamer tag logo here versus the white? Black is my color. Okay.
All right. They're not trying to just please you, Dreadpool. Okay. I'm saying they're trying to expand their audience a little more.
No, I get it. Like I said, it just wasn't for me. But back to the actual console we're talking about.
Yes.
Here's what I think is funny. It's fine right now that it's being released at this point in time. It did say 2019 on the picture that PlayStation released. I don't know if anybody noticed that.
No, but you did. So that's awesome.
Bottom left-hand corner. If you look at it, it'll say, did I save that picture? No, I didn't. But anyway, if you look at it, bottom left-hand corner, it says 2019. So, but here's the other funny thing. It's fine right now, right? We can release this console right now, but God forbid CD Projekt Red releases a console this late in the gen. Just saying.
Right. Yeah, true enough. Gotta say, I didn't like that Cyberpunk one, but that's not the topic for now. I think we already kind of talked about that a few weeks back.
No, I just find it funny how it's okay for one, but not the other.
How about yourself,
Dread sounds a little upset about that, man.
No, I don't care. I don't care, because I almost had to buy another Xbox, and guess what? I would have bought the Gears of War one, no problem.
Yeah.
Ooh, that Gears 5 one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, how about you, X? What was your take on the Last of Us custom console?
From looking at it, and I did a live video today, and I wasn't even going to talk about it, but you know how it is when you go live, man, and you're like, you have something on your mind. I was like, okay, before we get into the topics real quick, let me just talk about this. First off, I got to give a shout out to Sony for doing something more than sticker basing. Basically putting stickers, decals on their system, having it a different color and calling it limited edition. Because when it comes down to it, we just said about the Gears 5, like what Xbox is doing on one side with like laser etching, transparency in certain areas, making things look like ice and stuff like that. Xbox has absolutely killed it when it came to limited edition consoles. They didn't make a lot of them, but when they came out with one, man, it was really something. I like that they kind of learn from that, and either if it's molding or if it's laser etching, it's in the console,
right? Yes.
All right. And I do like that. I think there could have been more color kind of like involved in it, because you know it's just black with the etching or the mold the way it is. But I know some people are going to like that because they can either have it flat in their entertainment system and it just completely blends in, or they're going to put it up on their side, you know, put it outwards and show kind of like the limited edition nature of the console. Sure. It gives more options, you know. I think they did a decent job, man. You know, I don't know necessarily kind of like the background of the moth. I now know what the fern means that they have on the system. But I don't know what the moth means or anything like that. But I think they did a decent job. It could have been better, but it's a step up from what they've been doing. And I like that.
After hearing all the stuff about Ellie in this game and all of the speculations, I'm surprised he didn't have a picture of some tulips and a tongue.
How about I was hoping there'd be like a 9-iron or something like that, you know, put on the system somewhere. But maybe it's a little Easter egg. It's like in the back, or you know, kind of like near the venting or something like that. They got a little kind of like maybe a flag for the 18th hole or something like that over there. I don't know.
My joke just flew over everybody's head on that one.
No, I caught it. I didn't want to interrupt them.
Dude, I was trying to find a way to put in golf clubs, man. That's all I was trying to do right there.
There you go.
That's the wrong kind of club you want to put in there.
Oh no!
Hey, doggy dog, what's going on? Yeah, but in my 9-iron, baby, it's the one with the big head. Hey, doggy dog, what's going on, brother? Who else is there? Blue Moon FC, HR Bomber, Cyber Gunter. I missed somebody here. Who jumped in the chat here in the last little while? Darko's Dreamer, what's going on, Darko? Glad you be here, man. Thanks for waking up and catching the show. But Ellie's tats and code. Look. For me personally, now that I look at it, I would say it's almost more attractive than the Spider-Man console. Okay, I went out and bought that PS4 Pro. But you know, after
baby.
Yeah, I know, and then I traded it. But after you get it home, and that initial like, you know, wears off, that you got this console, you look at it, and you're like, this fucking thing is just boring. It's a boring red console with a big white Spider-Man sticker on it. And you kind of go, wow, and everybody was going nuts for that.
Yeah,
like Xbox said, man, Xbox has been killing it when it comes to custom stuff, because their controllers are not just like one matte color or whatever. Their controllers, like, they got transparency, they got two-tone, they got rubber gripping. Like, they're actually, like, there's enough put in them to go, wow, it's warranted getting one. Where PlayStation, who puts out their custom controllers, it's just another color. That's it, just plain colors. Same thing with most of their consoles. You know, my favorites, though, I think the ones that I like the best from the PlayStation ones, I did like that Destiny one that you mentioned, Xbox. I thought that was pretty sick. I almost wanted to buy that one, and because I think that was also the first PlayStation 4 that was in a white color, if I remember correctly.
Dude, that Destiny one is actually hard to find. If I ever decide I'm gonna get a PS4 again, like, that would be the one I get. I wouldn't sell it then. You know what I'm saying? Because it was my favorite.
I like the Uncharted one. I thought it was cool because it had this interesting sort of blue-gray, and it had that like silhouette of Nathan Drake. And I like the Batman one. I thought wasn't bad either. The Arkham Knight. I thought that wasn't too bad. They've had a few other good ones. You know, one of the coolest consoles that wasn't published, but it came. Did you guys see that contest? I think it was last year when Sekiro came out. There was a giveaway for a custom Sekiro console, and it had like a ninja sword on the. It was an Xbox, and it had a ninja sword on the top. Holy shit, that thing looked amazing.
Oh yeah, damn, man.
You know, not to one up you, but I like the Tomb Raider one.
Oh, Tomb Raider was nice.
That one there.
Yes.
You had to auction off, and there was only one made. Yeah, so everybody's like dying for it.
That was sick, yeah. And I mean, as far as consoles, and I'll get you guys. Oh, first of all, everybody in the chat, give us a take on from between a scale of 1 to 10. What would you give the new PlayStation 4 Pro Last of Us Edition console on a scale of 1 to 10? Would you run out and buy one? Obviously, if you're giving it over 8, 9, or 10, you probably would. Let me know in the chat, 1 to 10 on that console. And then to our guests on the panel, what has been your favorite? What has been your favorite custom console of any generation so far? Dread?
Okay, we're talking about actual consoles, nothing.
Any actual consoles that were actually produced for mass consumption, not like I said, the one-offs.
Oh man, I was going to go for the Xbox Pope one that he created for me. That was an awesome one.
Oh, those are sick. Yeah, everything Pope does is pretty much sick. That guy's got like the Midas touch. I swear to God.
Dude, he's awesome. He showed me some stuff, and I was like, holy cow, man! And he, and all of a sudden there it is on the screen, and everybody's tweeting it out back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see, the overall one, I would have to say it's definitely not the Call of Duty one. That is definitely not.
Now he said any generation, so
any generation.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
you got a lot to pick from, man.
That's a hard one now, because back in the day, you would say Nintendo 64, the colors, you get one of the the colored consoles,
right?
But I'd have to say I've got two that I'm flip flopping on, but I'm gonna have to pick the one.
Yeah.
Which would be
let me know which two.
Well, it's Star Wars and Gears, but I'm gonna
go
go
with
with
Star Wars 360.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Because it not only was, because they're all themed, but the beauty of the Star Wars one was it had R2D2 as a startup sounds, and your controller was actually C3PO. So it stayed within it, but there were two separate identities.
Yes.
So that's what I liked about it. And Gears was the first one with the way it looked and the etching on the controller.
Well, I know what PlayStation should have been doing all along. Every console should have come out disguised as Darth Vader so they could hide the sound of the fan and just had them going.
I thought it was the Top Gun edition.
There you go, the jet plane, the Top Gun. Every time you turn it, no, maybe that's not the console. That's just a sound effect, right?
Yeah, sure. What was that other one? What was that? The TV show back in the day. It might be too early for some people, or too old for some people. Night Wolf, the one with the helicopter.
Oh, Night Wolf. Oh man, I used to love Night Wolf. Yeah.
Turbojets.
Airwolf.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had the Genesis game to that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Saltiest Gaming is in the house. What's up, Salty? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping by, checking out the show. Xbot, how about you, man? What's your top one?
Well, see, Dread, I was going back and forth with a couple, but Dread actually took the one I was probably going to go with the C3PO R2D2 limited edition. So you made it easy for me, Dread. I like that. I'm going to go one. It's not the fanciest, and it's not but there's so many little nuances to it, and so many things kind of put on this limited edition console. And it was the anniversary of the franchise when it came out. So I gotta go with the Forza Motorsport 10th anniversary edition Xbox One. And it was blue. It had the dark blue racing stripes.
Yes.
It had the 10th anniversary logo on it. So when it came down to it, these things are collectible. I know that, but when you get something that has an anniversary and the anniversary is put onto the system,
right,
I look at that as even more collectible. It was real smooth, real clean, nothing really fancy, but that I think it's that 10th anniversary kind of like stamp on it is what really would get me. But it was really hard because I was going with the Star Wars 360, Halo 5's limited edition console, which I thought looked absolutely amazing. Especially with the controller, it was definitely themed around lock. When it came out, Gears 5 could go down in history as at least up to this date, the most detailed limited edition console that they kind of produced massively. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
those one and dones, those ones that you have to you'll have a chance to win or whatnot. I look at those. Those are in a separate kind of like bracket to me. So the ones that come off the line, I haven't seen any limited edition console that had that much detail to it. Maybe besides like the Star Wars 360, but I'm gonna go with Forza 10th anniversary, man. Absolutely love that one.
Was that one of the hybrids? Because I know that one came out roughly around the time when that Xbox One, what do you call it? The Elite Edition came out with the solid state in it, or the
that was
the hybrid drive.
Yeah, the hybrid drive. Did that one have it, or was it no? It was just a regular one.
It was a regular controller, so I would have to say it was probably just 1 terabyte regular, mechanical hard drive.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha.
I actually got the Elite Xbox One with the hybrid drive. Our 12-year-old twins use that now because I got the 1X. But yeah, that sucker is still kicking, and 12-year-olds are beating the crap out of it, man.
Yeah, you know which PlayStation one I was looking at was the blue crystal-like one that they came out, which was
the anniversary.
The 25th anniversary.
That was nice too.
That one there looked really sweet. I almost got that one.
Yes, yeah. In the PlayStation ones, I'll agree that blue one that came out, I think was last year, the year before last, with the 2015. They made a controller too, mass market the controller a little bit more, but the console was really limited. That was pretty sweet. The other one too, I think was that the 20th anniversary, and it was it the PS4? I think it was early into PS4, and they made it kind of look like the original colors of the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, the original color scheme. They had like the background for your dashboard and everything, man. Yeah, that one was cool too.
That was pretty wild. A little homage to the heritage. One of my favorite 360s was my Master Chief Halo 3 one with the colored disc tray. That was kind of nice. The military green and the emblems on it and stuff like that was cool. But overall, I'm just gonna get down to my favorite, and I own it right now, and I'm pretty awesome. Is that Gears of War 5? That thing's just absolutely beautiful. It's amazing. And the one thing about the Gears 5, unlike some of the other custom consoles, like for example, the Spider-Man PS4 Pro that I had, it just looked really awkward in my display case because you'd walk by and everything else is white and black, and then you see this big fucking old honking red thing, with this big white spider on it. It looked like some 10-year-old kid came by and was like, it's ugly. Let's slap a spider sticker on it. That's how I thought. You know what would have made that console way better is if at least the middle section was blue. If it had some blue on, or like Spider-Man's actual suit from the game, it probably would have been like, that's kind of cool. But plain red and white was like, what the fuck is this supposed to be? The Canadian flag?
More detail, man. Like if you put detail. Like the webbing, like the suit had,
webbing.
Yeah, you put that in there, kind of break up the red, because it was just like a solid red block with like exactly what you said, man. When they first showed it, I said the same thing, and our brother Mooch, he was like, "Nah, it looks great." I'm like, okay, let's see if you keep it.
It would have been the Spider-Man 3 texture webbing. That would have been cool, but obviously not black. Go with the color scheme, get that texture webbing on there. That would have definitely made it stand up above it.
But man, you look at this Gears 5 and you feel the actual laser etching. When you first glance at it, it looks like it's just like drawing on it, right? Like ink. But then you go over and you touch it. No, they're actually like the cracks are etched into the plastic like ice, and you look at that skull underneath the ice, and it's like, that thing is friggin' dope. And then it makes the crazy sounds when it boots up, and again, and it still looks stylish. It still has a custom console without looking and making everything in your cabinet look absolutely like, what the fuck is that thing? You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, woo, that's a cool console. I think that one's awesome. That's my personal favorite.
My wife liked it too.
Noof, I actually got a question for you since we're talking about limited edition consoles. Dude, what do you think the chances are? Because, we're right around the corner for launching of new systems, and we know that Halo Infinite is slotted to be a launch title for the Series X. Do you think there is a good chance? Like, what percentage do you think, and like why? Of there being a Halo Infinite limited edition console at the launch of the new consoles, man?
I'd say it's very good. I'd say there's an 80% chance that we see a Halo limited edition. First of all, because this is the biggest title in Xbox in Xbox lineup in how many years? It's the flagship title for the Series X. It's launch, and I know it's all you don't often get launch the consoles at launch as much, but how can Microsoft miss an opportunity? And it's so easy with the design of this console because it is a square tower. It's not like it's rocket science. It's not like they really have to go out of their way to do, obviously they don't want to dress it up a little bit, but it'd be pretty easy to make a Halo Infinite console with the Series X. And one thing I can definitely see coming back, remember back in the day of the faceplates? Well, I don't see faceplates coming back, but what I definitely see is a lot of people selling skins. They're going to sell Xbox Series X skins. You're going to be able to go to your local Walmart and pick up a skin for your favorite game, and you just come home and you just stick it on around the console, just like, wrapping a Christmas present, man. You know what I mean? And there you go. You know what we definitely need, because we saw the meme, is we need the fucking bazooka skin from fucking Commando.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the funny thing. I've been thinking about it, and I know we're all talking about Infinite. I've been thinking about the console that I have sitting next to me. It is the original Halo Special Edition console, the original Xbox green one. Yes.
Yep.
Could you imagine transparent green? Transparent green, so you can see all the internals on the Xbox One or Series X.
Dude, that would be crazy if they flash back and they use that for like Halo Infinite with how the internals are set up on the Series X, with it having a split motherboard and all that stuff. Can you imagine what right? That would be insane. Wow. Dude. I like that.
There's an idea for you that you totally missed the boat on. The Death Stranding limited edition console for PlayStation 4 Pro should have had a see-through plate in the top of the console with the fucking baby inside, and when you turned it on, the baby lit up.
Oh, well, see,
I got one of those at Spencer's. It's an alien now.
See, I like that console, man. I like the white with the black like handprints and how they make like the world globe. I actually like that, man. But of course, anything that can light up a baby, Noof wants to talk about.
Well, back then they also ran out of toilet paper. So, but
it was black. It wasn't brown. Okay, the stains weren't brown, man.
You've had kids. You've seen some of the weird colors. Those.
Yeah. Honestly, kids have some weird shits. It's like literally that they squeeze the Battletoad's head with their ass.
They eat enough crayons, it turns into many funny colors.
It's like pate, but it doesn't smell like tate. All right, guys. Awesome. That was a good conversation on the custom consoles. Sparhawk, Crazy Greek Dude, RG Viper X, Fastback. What's going on, guys? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody while we were having this great chat. Dreadpool. Dreadpool's in the chat. Well, he's in the podcast. Crazy Greek Dude. And Nate. Oh, and Nate is here. What's going on, Nate? Thanks for being here, brother. Salty's been hanging out with us as well. Blue Moon FC, Buck Roger. The list goes on. Axel 1324. What's happening, Axel? Axel's going to be on this podcast here pretty soon as well. And I want to talk about that before the show ends tonight as well. So remind me about that. Let's get into the next topic here. This one's a little bit less gamey. This one is about the potential of a Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. First of all, for the guys on the panel, did either one of you guys enjoy Justice League? Do you like the DC universe at all?
I guess I'll go first.
You, Dred, you go. I'll follow up, man. No problem.
Did anybody notice the Kristen Stewart face that Ben Affleck had the whole time? He's always pissed. He's Bruce Wayne. He's always pissed. He's happy, but he still looks pissed. You know what I mean? It was just one of those. I'm not trying to take away from him, but I mean, I get it. What he was trying to do. Yes, he's supposed to be pissed because of all this stuff happening. But I'd like to see what Snyder would do or would have done had he been able to finish it properly. I mean, I'd like to see the direction. I mean, that probably could have been part of his direction, was that Ben Affleck was pissed. You know what I mean? He was, feel your inner Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Here you go. I'm cool about it. We got the what was it? The Richard man, I'm drawing a blank. The other Superman where they redid the Richard, I'm gonna say Richard Dawson. That doesn't sound right.
Other Superman.
Yeah. Back in the day.
The new guy, Henry Cavill.
No, I'm talking about back in the day. Wait, am I going older than you guys or something?
the 80s Superman with
Yeah,
the
the
Christopher
80s where
Reeve?
they redid it. They
Oh,
redid an edition.
Brandon
Anyway,
Routh. Brandon Routh.
no,
Superman Returns.
there was
Christopher-
I'm trying to remember right now.
Yo, Viper says Superman Returns as well.
Is it Superman? Okay.
Yeah, after Christopher Reeve died, the only Superman after that was Brandon Routh in Superman Returns, who basically was playing the same Superman essentially.
Sounds about right.
Richard Superman 2, Richard Donner cut.
Oh, Superman 2, the the director. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be the same thing. We don't know. I mean, it changed part of the story.
Right.
It kind of changed it. So maybe this will be the same way. I mean, we already know they changed it for their version. Will it be better? I mean, they even said, to get all these people back to finish it off the way that
Right.
Snyder would have done, it wouldn't be feasible for the money, especially with the all the effects that they had to put into it.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's going to be Zack Snyder, who was the director of the Justice League movie. Well, apparently he's going to be doing a Man of Steel watch long, and through one of his tweets and stuff, he's been throwing out some cryptic messaging saying that there's a possible announcement of this movie. A lot of the fans say it exists. There's been hints at this existing, and obviously people that love that movie certainly want to see his unadulterated vision and stuff like that. So I think it's cool. I'd be all for it because I actually love Justice League. I mean. The special effects weren't quite as, say, up on par as the Marvel stuff, but I like the DC universe better. I just like their characters better. I like how DC is a little grittier than Marvel, where Marvel is a little bit more whatever. But everybody has their preference, and I like Superman. Like Superman is fucking dope, and so. But anyway, over to you, Xbot. How about you, man? You think it exists? Are you excited for it at all?
If it does exist, I mean, well, first off, when it comes to me and DC, I like the movies for the entertainment value, no doubt. Like I own Justice League, I have Wonder Woman, I have the Superman, not Batman v Superman. I think it was Man of Steel.
Yep.
I have that one. That I absolutely love that movie. So when it comes down to it, I think where they went wrong is when they really they looked over at Marvel and said, we got to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? I think they could have kept their own identity and done things the way that they wanted to do them. But in terms of the Snyder cut, like you have Aquaman out there saying, yo, release the Snyder cut. There's such a wave going out there that, and when you go back and you look at it, the rumors that were coming out about that movie, about the movie done by Snyder himself, people were really excited about that. The leaks, the rumors, and everything. And unfortunately, shit went crazy over there. And they came out with this movie, which, like I said, I own. I still enjoy it for entertainment. But if they can put out there the thing that got people incredibly hyped to begin with, in terms of rumors and leaks and stuff like that, I mean, monetarily, if they can do it, why not? Why not? At this point in time, they pretty much ditched that whole linking everything together type situation anyway, moving forward. So if that's going to happen, why not put this out there? Please the audience, please the fans, kind of get them a little more back on your side. For the people that weren't, for the people that kind of turned away after they watched like Justice League or whatnot, and they're like, I can't believe they did this and all this good stuff. You can win those customers, those fans back by doing something like this. I think it would be a good move if they can swing it, man. And
now is a perfect time to release just about anything like that, because fans obviously can't go to the movie theaters. Everybody's getting stuck at home. A lot of us have a little bit more time on our hands than we've had in a while. So now would be a fantastic time to drop a digital release and a physical copy, if possible, of this movie. It exists. So shout out to Too Much Food. Our good buddy Too Much Food, he loves that movie. He always sticks by it, and he's been like actively, constantly on his Twitter page, like, release the Snyder cut. So Got to commend the guy for being.
Yo, there's like a
persistent.
wave on social media for that, man. Like,
Oh, I told you, he's probably leading it. He's just all for that shit. So good stuff there. Just before we get back to other topics, and speaking of this, sort of related, what do you guys think of Robert Pattinson now as the new Batman? Just curious.
No.
But dude, people said no about Ben Affleck as well.
You go ahead, you go first, and I'll follow
All right,
up.
like when it comes down to it, man, I grew up in like the Michael Keaton era of all this, man. I am one of those people that Michael Keaton will forever be Batman to me. All right, but with that being said, I think he'll be better than Val Kilmer. How about that? Like, you can't get any lower than Val when it comes to it, man. I say give the guy a chance. And, what's the worst that can happen? It bombs and they're like, you know what? We need a new Bruce Wayne. We need a different Batman. We're not rolling with this guy anymore. Like, that's the worst that can happen. And we've been through so many Batmans already. Just from the time that, like I said, I went and saw the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton, and we've been through so many different Batmans, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, like you could go on and on, man. Why not give him a chance? Like, from the shots that I've seen from, people taking pictures when they're on scene and all that good stuff. It looks like it's a grittier, it's a darker, it looks like it could be a good movie, man. If you go off by the costume design and stuff like that, I'm kind of digging it, man. And give the man a chance. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Clooney definitely has to go down as one of the worst. I mean, Clooney looks like the guy. Clooney looks like the kind of guy who couldn't even put a bag of shit on fire.
Clooney didn't even change his voice.
It's just bad. Like, that was just bad. The suit was bad. The whole movies were bad. They were colorful, stupid. They were watered down to sell toys. That's all it was.
But he had nipples. And he had
nipples
and a codpiece.
Yeah, he had nipples, but yet the Batgirl didn't have the nipples.
That's inequality right there.
Yeah, they should have put a big old set of party darts on her. Woohoo!
Fembots, right? So, all right. First off, Xbot, watch your back. My wife is Irish, and she does not like what you just said.
Why? What?
Oh, Val is one of her favorite actors.
Oh no. Well, he's good in other movies.
He's good. I'm sorry. So anyway, now back to Val Kilmer, though, right? You're going to talk about Val Kilmer being a bad Batman. That wasn't a Batman movie. That was a Jim Carrey movie. That does not count.
What was the name of the movie again?
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever starring Jim Carrey.
It didn't say Jim Carrey forever. It didn't say Riddler forever. It said Batman Forever.
Jim Carrey is above Val Kilmer.
Jim Carrey can steal the show from anybody. Come on, bro.
Exactly, but that was the thing. The movie was based around Jim Carrey's antics. It wasn't based on Batman. He didn't have a chance to really portray Batman. He didn't do too bad with the little part he had. Who was in the movie more, Batman or the Riddler? The Riddler. Plain and simple. It was a Riddler movie. And it shouldn't have been Batman Forever. It's the third movie.
Even HR Bomber said that Jim Carrey stole the show from Sonic. I mean, damn it, man.
Yeah,
come on.
Yet again.
Yeah.
What was Jim Carrey's name above Sonic, right? It was above Sonic. So yeah, usually whoever you put on the top is your main actor. So unfortunately, that's what they pushed. And why would you put your third movie as Forever? You don't do that. This is the idiocracy that they put up there, that these movie buffs think they know what they're doing and they don't.
Yo, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta get water. I'm not taking this from you, Red. I'm not taking this.
No. That's fine. You're still going down. I'll wait till you come back. All right, fuck it. I'm not waiting. Anyway, Arnold Schwarzenegger, not really the best fit for
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. You know what I mean? He's not supposed to be that huge. So yet again, these guys don't know what they're casting for. You know what I mean? They were looking for big names. They got the big names. That's why they got George Clooney. At least he did a better job than what I believe Patterson's going to do. Yeah. And I'm waiting for Xbox to hurry up and get back, because I mean, the refrigerator can't be that far away to cold water. Is he covering his back? Because my wife is still at the house. She hasn't left yet. He doesn't have to worry about that.
Well, I didn't mind Val Kilmer too much. That movie itself was just bad, right?
Right. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a Batman movie. Really, you didn't get a chance to see him as Bruce Wayne. You didn't get a chance to see him as Batman. There was more Riddler stuff and antics and build up from him on how he became who he is, and versus how Batman anything.
Yeah, and both of those other movies too, they kind of they didn't really follow closely to what the groundwork laid by Tim Burton's films either. They were very different. They felt and looked very different. The suits were completely different. And plus those movies were introduced new characters again, like Robin and Batgirl, and all these other secondary characters, which also stole screen time and stuff from those Batman guys. So
the fact that Batgirl was the butler Alfred's niece. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Alicia Silverstone and friggin' what's his name? I mean, both of those actors are pretty much washed up now. You don't even see them anymore, so that tells you something, right?
Well, the one, isn't he still doing
Chris O'Donnell? He's on TV or something.
Isn't he still doing the cop show or something like that, or is it just on reruns? And that's what I'm seeing.
Like George Clooney's the only one that went on to have a bit of a career. You know what I mean?
Yeah. George.
Well, he already had a career before.
He already had a career. Man.
He already had a career. It didn't. It actually did tank his career. He did say that was the worst role he ever picked. If he were to choose not to do it, he would choose not to do it.
Yeah.
So now that you're back, Patterson.
You didn't have to wait for me, man.
Oh no, we have to. Okay,
so
Michael Keaton was laughed at first by a lot of the older people, older than me. Okay, I didn't know any better at the time. As far as I knew, Michael Keaton. Okay, I didn't know how short he really was. Okay, I didn't know that he was known to be a comic. I just knew him as a funny actor. You know what I mean? That's what I knew him as.
Yeah.
He was a funny actor, but he was a comic, and everybody gave him gripe about it, just like Reagan was the actor and he's going to be a president. Are you kidding me? And yet again, he pulled it off. He pulled off the role that you wouldn't expect it. He did such a great job at it that, yes, anybody else after that had a hard road to try to keep up with. That hill was just not going to make it for him. Then you have Jim Carrey stealing the whole freaking movie. So now you have that laid out. We know what happened with George Clooney, and now we got Patterson. Patterson refuses to bulk up because
he's just trolling, man. If you you gotta listen to Luca. She knows about this dude. He trolls every interviewer that he talks to, man.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, but when he steps out in the light and he still shines even without the movie makeup on, sorry.
He's still glittery.
Dude.
It's not necessarily these terrible. I just, there's so many actors that you just like how did, it just flabbergasts me, you know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know who I would have picked because I haven't really sat down and thought about it too much. And we all got there. I mean, I thought fucking, Christian Bale was just unbelievable, but Christian Bale was also a different version of the Batman. It was a Dark Knight trilogy based more on Frank Miller stuff and different things. And that was just amazing.
It was a good second place in Batman.
But it was gritty
for Batman.
That was gritty. It was realistic. And somehow it was grounded more in reality than other superhero movies where it actually felt very believable, even down to the point, filming the movies, like that car was real. The car was real. It wasn't a CGI effect. The bike was real. It wasn't a CGI effect. Yeah, there were certain parts in the movie where they had to go to CGI to pull it off, but everything was real. Everything was practical. And that's how Christopher Nolan wanted the movie done. And that's why it felt like it almost felt like it actually happened, right? That was fucking amazing.
The only thing I had about Christian Bale was his voice, his Batman
doing the voice.
Oh my God, that was horrible. But at least he changed it. You know what I mean? Patterson can't even ride a bike.
So what's the difference between you and me?
Yo, you sound
the one. I'm not the one wearing hockey pads.
Yo, dude, that's pretty spot on
was
right
good.
there, man.
So Arnold
wow.
and Christian. Okay.
Rachel, hang on.
All right, there was a little noof in that one.
All right.
I will say.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody got the asthmatic? I
I got the albuterol right here, man.
There
Just
you
take a couple pumps, you'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, to me, I mean, I was an actor. You know what I mean? You fill the role, you do your part. You know, if you're cast to be a cowboy, you learn to be a cowboy.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to be a method actor, but at least fill the role that you're being paid to do. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you want to show. Okay, well, you don't have to do this to be, to show body positivity, whatever he wants to call it. But you know what? You're hired to be a superhero. Do you look at somebody and look at I don't know what's it Long Neck? You know what you know who that guy I'm talking about, right? Long Neck. the skinny kid with the really long neck. Anybody?
You spend too much time on the internet, brother.
Dude, I do. It's called being bored at work.
If Primal was here right now, she probably do something with the long dick or something. But
no, well, they had a little thing. There was another guy that they said had no neck, so he and Long Neck and No Neck got together and did a little spoof thing. It was hysterical, but either way,
yeah.
Anyway, this kid's super skinny. I mean, you can't expect somebody that's a toothpick to be beating up on people. Okay, even just think about it. If you're a runner, right, and you don't lift weights, you don't do anything, but you're a runner, guess what? You're still physically fit. Okay, your legs are like steel. Okay, but the rest of your body is going to also adapt to running. So you're going to be thin, yes, but guess what? You're also going to be strong in other aspects. I mean, you're not going to be a toothpick. You know what I mean?
Appearance can't be everything, though. Look at Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was a skinny little fucker, and he could beat the shit out of just about anybody.
Right, but look at his skinniness. It was all muscle. He was solid mass of muscle. As skinny as he was, I mean, he practiced martial arts, right? What did he practice? A lot of movement. What do they tell you to lose weight for old people? A lot of the I forgot the what it's called, but it's not. Anyway, it's
fresh old people. We lose weight with Viagra and penicillin.
Viagra and
penicillin. Meditation stuff with the movements. All right, and that helps them lose weight.
Yoga
it helps them get fit. It's not yoga. It's the other one. Is where they stand and do the crane and
Oh damn!
Tiger claw, whatever you want to call it.
I just chase after my kids and threaten to beat their ass real quick,
okay,
and
then
it keeps me in shape. You know what I'm saying?
You're chasing after them, right? You're chasing after bad guys, right? Okay, keep you in shape, right?
Yo, Noof, he brought that right back around, man. Yo, shout out to Dreadpool.
But you see what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
Doing anything physical repetitively, and you're fighting all the time. You know what I mean?
The bottom line is every other person that's basically been cast as Batman or most superheroes have all had to work to sort of be the part or physically become the part, even down to Gal Gadot with Wonder Woman, where she took on a lot more training and physical. She did like sword fighting and sort of martial arts and stuff to at least tone up and be a little bit more physical than she was prior to. And you see Christian Bale, like, he got huge when he did the first Batman Begins, and the motherfucker lost it all for the Machinist. Like, what a transformation, right? But I mean, I'm just going to weigh in and say, like, Pat, I'm not a big fan. First, I'm not a big fan of him, period. And second, even the suit looks kind of corny. I don't know if you guys did a zoom in on the suit, on the mask, on the cowl itself. It looks like it's made out of stripper leather. It looks like the shit that you'd put together for if you're making a mask for a BDSM or some kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's horrible. It's so horrible.
What the fuck? I don't know. I don't know.
He's gonna be like, can I keep this after we're done shooting? Can I bring this home with me?
I'm not saying that they have to work out and be like Gerald Butler in 300. Okay, they don't have to be like super hard body or anything like that. You know what I mean? I mean, look at George Clooney. Yeah, he slimmed down to fit the role better. He's a pudgy kind of guy. He's not fat. He just has a little extra. You know what I mean? But he slimmed down.
Pattinson, I've got a suit for you in the Batcave.
That's kind of creepy, man.
I'm just saying, it's just, body positivity, but let's be real. If you're going to, I mean, I understand yet again, it's fictitious, but if you want to perform a certain character, you should at least fill that part as best as you can, not betray the part. I mean,
Gotcha.
what would the Riddler be if Jim Carrey wasn't Jim Carrey?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's safe to say that the panel and most people are not a big fan, but I guess we'll have to see. Like I said, you can either go spend your money and watch it, or you do not. That is up to you. But let's move on to the next topic.
I got something called Cody. I got something called Cody on my Xbox, and as soon as it's made available on the internet, I'll be able to watch it there. No problem, brother. I won't have to spend money.
You're not the only one.
Apparently, this one's another lighter topic, but back to gaming. New Super Lucky's Tale. If you guys weren't aware, obviously Super Lucky's Tale came out just over a year ago, almost 2 years ago now, I guess, for the Xbox One, and then it was released last year on the Nintendo Switch called New Super Lucky's Tale, which had some enhancements, including improved controls, better camera, more of a rotating camera, whereas the other one was fixed in a lot of places. Apparently, this one's also coming back out to Xbox One, PS4, but it's also going to be a game that's going to get charged regular price. Like if you already have Lucky's Tale, you're going to have to rebuy it again because they say, I guess it's enough of a new game now to warrant paying sort of the full price. Did you guys, either one of you guys play Lucky's Tale? What did you think of it? And what do you think of sort of that announcement of it another version coming out?
Well, I tried it out when it came to Xbox, and it's a very simple game. All right. So when it comes down to it, it definitely caters towards children. So, they're coming out with another rendition of it, and they're not giving back to anybody who helped support the game to begin with. And that's, people on Xbox and, later on the Switch, because without those two platforms, the reason why they went with one console is because they only had the money to come out with one version. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't be working on a port for multiple. They didn't have the funds for that. So any of the money that they made back, of course, they're putting it into this project now as well. But there's no giving back to the people who helped you get there. And for me, that right there, if it's not a full-fledged sequel, I don't think that warrants the $60 price tag. And then at the end of the day, unless somehow, some way they went more technical with it, this is a game that at its core is for kids. Yeah. So it's almost like you're taking advantage of parents and kids at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? With not coming out with a full sequel, and still charging full price. It's a bad move. Bad move, man.
Yeah. How about you, Dread? Have you played the original Lucky's Tale? What do you think of this move?
I did, and I got to say that Lucky fills the role perfectly better than Pattinson has done his role.
Oh,
he's a lovable little fox.
But he said he wasn't going to bulk up for this rendition, man. He said
he's a lovable fox. Is Pattinson a lovable fox? No.
I think some people thought he was at one point.
Yeah. Right.
You just got to wear glitter.
Don't go into the woods.
Lucky is not going to wear glitter in this rendition either.
No, but he's gonna fight bad monsters and stuff. The way I look at it is, yet again, it might not be for us, but you know what? My daughter is only 6. She's gonna love this game. She loved the first one. She's back to playing Banjo and Kazooie, one of the games again. So this is stuff that will bring the next set of gamers that are, there to grow with and move on. So you have to have some sort of kid games.
Yes.
How many parents do we have right now that just buy Call of Duty for their 10-year-old?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they don't understand why there's problems with their 10-year-old. They're seeing stuff that they shouldn't be seeing. There's reasons why there's stuff been put out there for age restrictions because of stuff like this, because people are worried that the lack of parroting. I've got plenty of friends that bought the games and gave their kids, and they're not even watching them play. They don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're sitting here dropping F-bombs and you know, your mom jokes. And, you know, in the meantime, they're pissing off like actual adults that will come over and do something stupid.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need that, you know, so you need stuff like this. These kind of games will keep your kids occupied. You know, it might be fun for some adults too. Some adults just find this peaceful. Okay, well, this has got nothing to do with anything. It's a single player game. I can just play along and just mindless fun. There's nothing wrong with that.
I totally agree. I mean, every platform, no matter, you know, where you are, you need these type of games to fill gaps in your lineup. You know, platformers were huge one time. They're not as big as they used to be because the online multiplayer and shooters have sort of become the norm. But you're totally right. And the thing with Lucky, look, and I admit I went out and bought the game on launch when it first came out for the Xbox. And you know why I bought it? Because I like platformers. Xbox doesn't have, say, as many in general as sort of the Switch would get, but this game had a nice graphic art style. It was colorful, it looked detailed, like it was good graphics. Sure, is the game as polished and as good on a level as Mario Odyssey? No, but it's a solid game. That's the bottom line. It's solid, it's playable, it's fun. It's a good romp for what it is. I totally enjoyed it. Would love to have a sequel to it, and I would definitely buy it. For new Super Lucky Sale, no, I probably won't drop the money because it's not actually a new. It says new, but it's not really a new game. It's like a new and improved version. So to go out and pay full price, I mean, they should have tossed original Lucky's owners a bone. Maybe, you know, give it to you for a discounted cost instead of charging you the full price. That's kind of taking advantage of like Xbox said, the people that sort of help, you know, get that game out of, and it did fairly well. You know what I mean? Obviously, I think it was a Game Pass game when it came out, or it's on Game Pass. But regardless of Game Pass or not, the game seemed to do pretty well. It found a bit of a niche. It filled a hole in the Xbox lineup. And I like I said, I like a good platformer. You know, I remember the first time I saw a picture of Subi's Lucky Sale before I knew what it was, and I thought it was actually a new Conquer game coming out. And I was like, holy shit. And then it was like, no, that's not Conquer. And I was like, oh, that's too bad. We need another Conquer, by the way. I think everybody agrees. We need more badass, foul-mouthed, drinking fucking squirrels like him. That was fucking squirrel, right? Yeah, squirrel.
Yes,
Squirrel.
Red Squirrel.
Yeah, right. Lucky's a fox, right? So Red Squirrel, Fox, totally different, but they kind of look kind of similar. But anyway, like I think it's a good game for what it is. I won't beat this drum too much because it's not really a big topic, but glad to see them still pushing through with it and at least giving Xbox owners and PlayStation 4 owners the option to play that game that came out for the Switch. If you don't have the original Super Lucky Style, then pick this one up instead. It is supposed to be new, improved with better controls, better camera, and that was one of the biggest problems with the original Super Lucky Tale was the camera. Sometimes it felt very archaic. It kind of reminded me of the old N64 titles, which kind of held you at a certain position and you couldn't really rotate, which kind of made playing some sections a little bit more difficult than it should have been. But there you go, guys.
What if? I'm sorry. Before you go, well, what if they decided to, you know, maybe we can request it, you know, reasonably. You know, to have like an expansion add-on, like a deluxe version. Right. You know how you got your regular version, you have your deluxe version. Now they got the deluxe version, but you can buy the deluxe upgrade. You know, maybe we can suggest something like that to them. I don't know if it'd be feasible if they're on a different engine or if they're on the same where they can do all that. But you know, maybe just all right for an extra $10-$20, we can buy the deluxe upgrade to make your current version into a super version.
Right.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
Or I'm not really too concerned about it as an Xbox gamer because they're probably just going to throw it in Game Pass anyway. So if I ever feel like playing it, I mean that, you know, like Noob said, that's basically where it started. That's where it, you know, it got some of the fan base there to buy the game or whatnot. So why not have it go back to that? I can't wait for Sony to officially, you know, show that their PS Now is going in that same direction as Game Pass. So this way I can say for PS Now and Game Pass as well. But, you know, right now, Game Pass.
It's getting rebranded. It's going to be called PS Azure.
PS Azure.
There you go.
Nice.
And for those of you wondering, the Noof Nukem version of Super Lucky Tale will be called Super Lucky Just Got Some Tail. And it'll be R-rated. There you go.
I don't think that'll have simplistic gameplay design catered towards children, man.
Nah,
Well,
probably not.
they gotta learn about about the birds and the bees somehow, right?
So why not at 6 years old with
Who doesn't want a fox?
cartoon fox? You know what I'm saying?
You would be really funny. You know how kids get those little block games, when they're kids, they get like the stars and the holes and they're trying to put the shapes in. Wouldn't it be really funny one day you come home and you got this like a fucking the circle and you got a kid, he's like brings out like your mom's cucumber or something. He's like trying to put it in the hole, be like, yeah, it goes in here.
I learned it from this game. I think I got a new job for you, man. You take cartoon games and you conquer them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just regular cartoon games, and then you come up with a conquer version of it, man. I think, dude, you can retire off that employment right there, man. You'll be set for life.
There you go. Every game, I will ruin everybody's fucking childhood memories of G-rated games. There you go. You never look at those things again, right? Be like, yeah, fucking Sesame Street will never be the same again. Caught Big Bird and Snuffleupagus.
Yeah. Yo, Noof got to them too. Oh my goodness.
That's right. Your mom's cucumber, not the one that Rich was beating his face with. Okay. Poor Elmo. He's only 2 years old. Sorry, I had to get that one in there. That video still be like, what the fuck is this shit?
Dude, he still pulls out the cucumber every once in a while, man. It's
at that point, that's all you can do is make fun of yourself, right? Because it's like, what the fuck? Guys are like, what the fuck is Noof even talking about in the chat? But anyway, story for another day. My Little Pony is ruined. That's right. My Little Pony, isn't that what you call a PlayStation fans' little kids?
Instead of go home, get back to the stable.
I'm going back to My Little Ponies. What's going on, kids? You don't be hating on God of War today, boy. All right. Anyway, let's get over some topics. How about this is an interesting little game that's coming out here. Basically like an R-rated version of Echo the Dolphin. It's called Maneater. It's like a fucking shark going around fucking eating people.
That is the best and weirdest description I ever heard.
It looks nuts, but it also looks like a shitload of fun. Have you guys checked out the trailer? And what is your thought on this shark game? Basically taking a book from the movie Sharknado and making it a game now, more or less. So what do you guys think of that one?
I said the same thing about Echo the Dolphin. I said if Echo the Dolphin was created at this time, that would be the game.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I'm all about it. I showed my wife. She's like, how big does it get? Does it get like megalodon size? I was like, I don't know.
You're talking about the shark?
I was gonna say
that's what we're talking about, right? The sea cucumbers? What? Yeah. So I don't know. It seems like a fun little game. It looks like a little bit of strategy. It's not just sit down and just eat people. There's a little bit of tactics to it, so it's something a little bit more than just a simple game.
You gotta watch out for the fishermen, dude.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the fishermen, but you also want to do those jumps out of the water and taking out the bikini girls and chewing them up.
There you go. Let's get the bikini girls, boys. That'd be the stealth part. You have to sneak up on them and take their bikinis off without them knowing that you're there. Gone.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's in the game somehow, man.
Yeah, I don't know. If I was a shark, I'd be eating them.
Batman's voice.
I smell bikinis.
A shark with Batman's voice hunting bikinis. See, that's why I said you need to conquer every rated for everybody child's game out there, bro.
Here we go. I smell blood in the water.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I smell blood in the water.
She probably shouldn't be swimming then.
No, she shouldn't.
Didn't your mama ever tell you not to jump in the water during your period? Why? You'll find out why.
That sounds like an elderly Cartman. Yeah.
What happens when I get
I can picture that.
God damn it. God damn it. Ah.
Dude, I love South Park. But yo, let me chime in on this game real quick because growing up, for people who don't know, my favorite animal is the shark. I growing up as a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist. I used to do kind of like whenever we had science projects on animals in school, I would always like, yo, can I pick the shark? Like I knew so much about it and everything like that. This game, it's really cool to me. I would rather more of a shark simulator, not so over the top, but it does look like it's fun. I think it's a little pricey for what it is. I think they're asking like $40 for it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking more in the $20 to $30 range. $10 you can give and take. I'm not going to argue over it, but I do think it's a little pricey for what it is. You have to jump on shore and grab people. You have to take people off boats. You have to watch out for fishermen. Your shark grows, all that stuff. All that stuff's really cool. And I know a lot of people are going to like the over the top humor. For me, I think it's too pricey. Although, my wife, came in when I was watching kind of like the launch trailer. She was like, "Oh, what is that?" Yeah. And so she automatically got curious to the game. So I might sit this one out because I think eventually the wife's just going to pick it up and we game share anyway. You know what I'm saying? It'll be one of those loopholes that I look for sometimes to be like, yo, I didn't buy that game. I didn't. Yeah, she did. I didn't buy it. I didn't pull the trigger and spend the money on that. I was hoping it was more like in the $20 to $30 range though.
I'm good. I only paid $1. It'll be in Game Pass eventually.
Oh, I was gonna say, did it get announced that it's going to Game Pass? Because I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that either. But it reminds me of
it has Game Pass written all over it. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It has that Game Pass feel. I don't think it'll do as hot as they think for the price, like you said, and I think they'll probably cut a deal with Xbox and go into Game Pass. But it does have a Dead Island feel to it with the shark and the way the blood is.
Well, I've got a perfect idea for the developer and your first DLC character, the card shark, and he kills people by throwing cards. There you go.
His face is painted like the Joker. There you go.
Nice. There you go. What's going on, Corey Hale? Thanks for stopping by, checking us out. Oh, and this guy looks like he's new to the podcast, and he's got a fantastic name, Liam Loudhouse. Triple L in the house. No, double L with an H. There you go. LLH. What's up, Liam Loudhouse? Man, I can't read tonight and I can't fucking pronounce anything. So there you go. Your house sounds ace. Getting down to the last couple of questions of the night before we end off with Primal Eve's question of the night. Dreadpool actually dropped this one in for me earlier. Actually, this is real quick. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yes, I was wondering if we're going to talk about this.
The collector's edition's coming out, and it looks like it comes with I'm guessing it's a signed, well, it's probably a facsimile, but it's a skateboard, and it looks fucking dope.
It's an actual deck.
It's an actual skateboard deck.
It's an actual deck. The only problem is it's already sold out. I went everywhere. Target, Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy. Yeah, they're sold out everywhere.
It looks dope. So
you would have bought a Birdman deck, man.
Yeah.
Birdman, yeah. Nice. I like it. I thought it was fucking. So that's first I've seen of it today, and I definitely buy it.
Yeah, I tried.
Like, that's actually something legit. That's something cool you can put up on your wall, you know?
Oh, that's what I was thinking. I had to talk to my wife. I was like, look at this. And she's like, what are you going to do with it? I'm like,
hang it up.
Of course. I'm like, are you serious? I wouldn't scratch this thing if I wanted to. No. I'll get a regular
like, babe,
deck.
You know I love trophies. I married you. You are my trophy wife.
That's the same reaction I got the last time I bought condoms.
Hey, have you seen my wife or something? What are you talking?
I can only imagine. I know
the
quality.
Through my cameras?
I know the quality of the man I'm talking to, so I know Dreadpool has a trophy wife. I mean, it's a given, man.
Unfortunately, it's very expensive too.
It's a double-edged sword, man. Double-edged sword.
Right. That's
But
right.
what's the question about? Is it about the limited edition or is it about the game itself?
How cool do you think it is? Limited edition, for those of you who don't know in the chat, obviously you heard that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is getting basically remade.
Well, it's
coming
1
out
and 2.
1 and 2, yep. The first is 1 and 2, right? Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
1 and 2.
So the first 2 games are getting remade, coming out as a disc or a digital, whatever. But you can get them this fall, and the collector's edition.
You won't let go of physical. He's like, get it at the disc or digital.
Well, actually, the
disc or die here, baby.
yeah, the collector's edition comes with a disc.
Yep.
Oh, they
Yeah.
gasp.
Except they're sold out. Sorry, Noof.
There you go. It's all sold up. So
But
there you go. How much? There you go. Continue.
I was gonna say, but if you pre-order it online and you get the digital version, you're supposed to get the warehouse to demo. In the meantime, I've
Already pre-ordered it.
Yeah, same here, but I've yet to see the demo for the warehouse.
Well, dude, it comes out. When's it come out? September.
Yeah, they say pre-order now, and you can
when it's available.
Yeah, when it's available.
Yeah.
So when can I play the warehouse? When is it available? Is what I'm asking.
I bet you it's going to be like July.
Yeah.
You'll be able to have 2 months with the warehouse all to yourself.
I want to play the warehouse until I'm sick of it.
I want to play it now, dude. I pre-ordered it. I'm like, yo, they better release this quick. It's just one piece of the pie, man. Just give us that little bit. Yo, I'll play it from now until September. I don't care.
There you go, guys. The game is called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. The new Nukem version is Tony Cock Pro Masturbator.
And you get your own deck.
See, I think Noof is really taking hold of what I said his job should be, and he's going all out with it right now.
Oh, no.
You gave him permission.
Somebody agrees with me? Holy
like,
shit, here we go.
It's like someone just said Beetlejuice 3 times. And,
what? Pussy
back
juice?
to Michael Keaton.
Pussy juice?
That would be your call sign. That would be what gets you into the world, man.
There you go.
I think it's awesome. One of my 12-year-olds really is into skateboarding now. Like he's ollieing and stuff like that. And he's the first person I thought of besides myself when it came to that limited edition. I'm thinking to myself, man, like I would love to get that for him because I know he would take the trucks instantly off of the board he's using right now, and he would put him right on that new deck, and he would go off with it.
For shame.
What? Yo, I like the fact that he would use it. Yo, tape it up and go, man. Come on.
Oh, that's just
I would hang mine up. You know what I'm saying?
Buy a regular hawk to put up there. That's a rare hawk to even have.
Yeah, I got you. That's why I would hang mine up. And then as he got older and he had all this fun with it, I'll be like, yeah, but mine's worth how much? But when it comes down to it, man, I am so excited for this remaster. Tony Hawk 1 and 2, most of the original soundtrack is there. They kept the arcade feeling when and that's the thing I like about this. So many skateboarding games that are coming out. You got the Skate franchise, you have Skater XL, Sessions, if that ever does come out, and they all leaned to the more realistic side. Not completely, but they went more realistic when it comes to tricks and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, sports like the SSX franchise when it comes to snowboarding, Tony Hawk, the core Tony Hawk 1, 2, and 3, when it comes to skateboarding, and to have that arcadey skateboard game coming back and like redone graphically to bring it up to today's standards, but still keeping the arcadey feel and that core gameplay. Dude, I am really excited for this, and I'm going to be creating skate parks. I'm going to have people ask people to join me to like create skate parks, put them out there, and see the like community go nuts on them, man.
The next skate park.
Yes.
Come on over and play mine. Noof Nukem's Tunnel of Love. It'll be waiting.
Dude, I'd be afraid. Like, it'd just be one dark tunnel that you can't see inside it, and you don't know what's going to happen when you go in there. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Down halfway before a big brown train fucking Anyway.
Yeah. From what I hear, it's going to have the controls between 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Well, they added like the reverts and stuff like that, so you can
Right.
continue your combo out of that a quarter pipe or a half pipe, you know, and then you can go into your manuals and jump up to your grinds and stuff, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. You know, I know it's a later feature, but anything that you can keep your combo going. Hopefully, they adjust kind of like the scores and stuff to kind of equate to you having the ability to keep your combo going like that. But yeah, no, I'm down. I am so down.
Yeah, see, and this is the type of remaster that I'm all about. You know what I mean? It's an old game. Yeah, both games are actually old. But when you look at them now, you know, today's kids don't want to play those kind of games. I mean, I bought the Nintendo Mini for my daughter to play. I got the Genesis Classics, you know, trying to get her to play it. They're too used to what we have now. You know what I mean? So for them to play those old games ain't going to happen. And when she gets older, she's not going to want to play those PlayStation games. They look like crap now. I mean, back then they looked great to us because there was nothing better.
That's what we had. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those were groundbreaking at the time. So games like that, I'm cool with remastering and bringing them back out with today's graphics, today's controls. But don't yet again charge me $60 for one game, for a full game. You know what I mean?
Dude, and it's $40 for it, man.
For two games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's coming from Activision. That's actually very impressive.
Well,
how they slipped that one by there, man?
You know,
I don't know.
You want to know the story behind that? People were asking Tony, and Tony's like, "No, I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with it." The people that did Crash Bandicoot and Team Racing, those guys approached him, and he's like, "I don't have anything to." No, no, it wasn't that. I'm sorry. Back up. What happened was Tony was talking to one of the guys at EA, and they were talking about we should do another one, and he goes, "Yeah, but I have nobody to make it," and he goes, "Hold on," and he introduced them to the guys that made Crash Bandicoot and Team Racing.
Right.
So and that's how this game got made, is because of that. But for all these years, he's like, I've got nothing to do with it. It's EA. It's EA. And finally, they're like, you know, Tony, we should make another game. No shit.
Activision, you mean, right? Activision.
What did I say? EA?
You're saying EA.
Yeah, whatever. They're all
state.
money grubbing companies. But yes, Activision.
Yes, and it's a good thing that Tony Hawk's name is actually Tony and not Mike, because otherwise Mike Hawk's Pro Skater could be marketing travesty.
It would fit with the tunnel.
Say that 3 times fast. Mike Hawk's Pro Skater. Mike Hawk's Pro Skater.
I'm done with you, Noob. I am.
This is why it's called Gaming After Dark. Yes, it is getting late. My brain is starting to go on eclipse mode over here. But we got one more topic. This one is just about light gun games. Dreadpool posted it in my topic list there. You can buy some out there. Came out on the market. I think they're called Mars. It has this light gun. It looks really tacky. Like does obviously, you know, probably to keep the guns from looking ultra realistic, they had to make it look more like a toy. But you know, I love light guns. They held a space in my heart near and dear. You know, going into the arcades, it was outside of fighters. You know, going in and playing the Terminator games or anything that had a light gun, Virtual Cop, Time Crisis. The list goes on. Always a lot of fun. I think a lot of people still play them today when they go in arcades, and I'd like to see a resurgence of this particular franchise come back for the new consoles. I know one of the big factors was that the new TVs don't equate very well, I guess, to the targeting or something like that. So I'll let you take this one over, Dread. Tell us what your thought is on it and all that stuff.
All right. Well, the one that you're talking about, Mars, it does have a funky gun look to it. It doesn't look right, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm currently, yeah. I'm trying to copy the links over for Bot to be able to see.
Yeah, I gotta see this.
It kind of looks a bit more like a flare gun.
Yeah, to put it nicely.
Yeah. It doesn't look like the Vindicator from the Time Crisis series or the
it doesn't look like a real weapon per se that you would use in real life, right? Right? It looks like a Nerf gun that he would use. Let's leave it at that.
Does that thing come with batteries?
It does. But anyway,
no slip handle right there, man.
Yeah. Back to the controller. The gun, because of the way the LCD is, it doesn't turn off as fast as the fluorescent on your old two TVs, and because it doesn't respond as fast, that's why there's a problem with it. And with it needing to blank out the way the old guns worked, it just wasn't going to work. This thing here has a base, and it's a little camera, and it sits there and watches your TV. So when you shoot, you're actually shooting a laser at the TV, and then it catches that and then interprets where you're actually shooting and says, yes, that's a hit or is not a hit, to the game.
Where's the camera located?
It's going to be a little base. Think of a Kinect.
So do you have to put it behind you?
No, you put it right underneath the TV facing up.
Oh, okay.
It's like a sensor, kind of like a Kinect.
So, yeah, it's going to be a Kinect, but instead of facing you, it's facing the TV in front of you. So it's just all it's doing is watching for that laser to hit the screen at a certain spot. And then it says, yes, it's a Kinect, or no, it's or not Kinect, but yes, it's hit the target or it has not hit the target. So that's all it is. I've been looking at getting it myself, and after a while, I forget about it, and all of a sudden it pops back up. And it's been out for a few years. And the one I'm looking at now is kind of cool. Looking at Voyage of the Dead. It's not bad. They've got a couple other ones that are kind of So, but it's not too bad.
They got the Big Buck Hunter one. It's one of their latest editions, and that was a very popular game in arcades.
Yeah, I ended up getting that with a big old rifle and everything, and I'm like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? I couldn't find out, and everybody's like, no, it doesn't seem to work. Well, why not? You know what I mean? And then I find out more details, years later, but I no one could give me the actual answer that I was looking for. So
I'm glad there's at least some sort of a resurgence, but they're not very well publicized, and there's certainly a lot of people don't even know this exists.
Yeah, and I seen this at one of the conventions. It was one of the gaming conventions. They had like 2 games, and they were advertising it, and they had a full on box and everything, so they were literally selling it, mass market, but the mass doesn't know about it to buy it, and it's still in its infancy to redo it for the LCD TVs, that we have now, OLED, whatever you want to, QLED. But do you want to move on to the next one?
Well, first of all, any of you guys have any particular fond memories of light gun games, or what was your favorite from any generation? Because obviously they went from the 16-bit era, well, even the 8-bit era. The Master System had the phaser or whatever it was, and the everybody remembers Duck Hunt. That's probably one of my
favorite right there.
Duck Hunt, old Duck Hunt. And then Hogan's Alley, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, it advanced, and we got to the 32-bit era. I don't know if they didn't really have anything in the 16-bit era, did they? A Super Scope, right? Super Scope for the Nintendo. What else? I don't think the Genesis had one, did they?
The Genesis had one. The light gun was black. It was sleek. It was futuristic, but I don't remember the games because I never actually owned one. I played with one, but I don't remember the game I played.
Yeah, and then of course you got to the House of the Dead, Sega Saturn. Of course, the 32-bit sort of revitalize it. House of the Dead, Virtual Cop. You had Time Crisis. You had a few other different ones on the PlayStation. The Menacer, yes, the Menacer. That's it. Buck Roger with the knowledge in the chat. Yeah. So like I said, I like to see that shit come back. I thought they were really cool. They're still semi-popular in the arcades today. So, but obviously you need people to buy them, and the people that want to promote them have to do a better job at letting people know this shit actually exists. So, yeah.
Well, from hearing, this is the first time I'm hearing anything about this, and my favorite system, like all time, still, is the Dreamcast. All right. And one thing about the Dreamcast was all the different peripherals that you had, like, the microphone, you had the,
Go
the
ahead.
reel.
What was microphone for?
It was for C-Man.
Yeah.
C-Man. You have to over accentuate the two words there.
I believe that's the only game that used it too, right?
Yes, and I played that game. Okay, all right. I am not ashamed to admit it. I did, man. How else are you going to pay for college? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't play with C-Man, that's for sure.
Yeah, but so I was really big on like the peripherals and everything from my favorite console. Like every time I turned around, there was a new way to play. So I'm kind of rooting for this thing, even though I don't necessarily like the look, because they have figured out a way to get this done. You see what I'm saying? With the new TV, stuff like that, like they have figured out a way. And sometimes the first people that figure out the way, they don't get the spotlight. It's the people with the bigger wallets that look over there and they're like, oh wow, they got that done. And they go over there, yeah, how'd you do that? Oh, okay. And then the bigger wallets will go in and they'll develop their own. You see what I'm saying? It's not the people who
steal the ideas.
Yeah, it's not the people who do the breakthrough that gets like the acknowledgement and everything like that. So unfortunately, probably for the lack of money when it comes to marketing and stuff like that, not a lot of people know this exists. I never saw that before, but I gotta you gotta stand and applaud them for figuring out a way to get something like this done and to bring back a nostalgic way of playing a game that could still kind of like it can cater to today's kids as well, because like Duck Hunt was really fun to me. It was a great change of pace when I was playing Mario and I would jump over to Duck Hunt. It was on the same cartridge, so it was real easy to switch over and play. But even later on, like Noop was saying, House of the Dead, Time Crisis, stuff like that. And I can only imagine like my 12-year-old twins right now having the ability to play something like that where they can shoot at the TV. I think they would absolutely love it.
Taking shooters to the next level, and this is what we're kind of forgetting about, and it just dawned on me, and I don't know why it just slipped my mind until now, is VR and the VR gun games. If you guys have a PlayStation VR, play Farpoint and play Firewall 0 Hour. Unbelievable. Now, playing with the controller is one thing, but when you play in VR and you actually hold the gun peripheral that they have for the VR, yeah, I mean, it looks really nothing much like a gun. But when you have it in your hands, the way the trigger placement and stuff is, it feels like a gun, okay? And when you're inside of the game and your gun movements, emulate the way you would hold a real rifle and move it, it's unbelievable, I'm telling you. Because I tried Farpoint with the controller and I wasn't having much fun. Then I picked up this thing and used it, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. Super accurate, a lot of fun, and you almost felt like you were being there. And that's the thing, right? And I'm just wondering if that's part of the reason that we don't see these light gun shooters so much now is perhaps because modern day shooters in terms of third person or first person shooters like Call of Duty have sort of kind of taken that to another level, but you don't have the peripheral, right? But you are still playing a shooter in a sense. And I think the other side of the coin is because of a lot, like in this day and age now with the realistic graphics and all the issues that we've had with violence in the school systems and stuff, if that's part of the reason that a lot of developers want to make these fantastic light gun games, but they're hesitant because of the way they're going to be perceived by the politicians and the naysayers who constantly shit on video games as it is. So imagine having a realistic style gun in this day and age with the current graphics and kind of games that we play. And of course, you can see it. The writing's on the wall. Some kid's going to hold up this gun. They're going to shoot some video and they're going to say, look how good he is with the rifle. That's your next serial killer waiting to happen right there. That kind of shit. So I wonder if that's part of the reason. You guys think that plays part of it?
I kind of zoned out. I think I'm going to sum it up with what you said. You said something about dildo sticks, getting inside, looking around, and it feels amazing. And then someone doesn't like it because it's bad for you.
Well, the would likely ban the sex simulator thing before they ban the violence one. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's unfortunately, I mean, I was in ROTC and we had a rifle team, and we practiced gun safety. We taught everybody. We were taught and we taught the underclassmen too. You know what I mean? And I had talked to some of the kids back in my high school, and like talking about, oh, we used to do that. Oh, we don't do that anymore. What do you mean? Oh, parents thought it was violent and they didn't want to teach killers. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, I mean, yet again, it's like how we overdo certain things to compensate because we have a fear of the unknown.
But hold on, real quick, guys. Like, if they were worried about stuff like that, it's not really holding the peripheral in the hand, but what is being shown on the screen. And at that point, no developer really cares about that too much. You know, you play games like I absolutely love Doom Eternal, and I know they're not necessarily humans, but you're ripping those things to shreds with your weapons and stuff like that. So me personally, I can't see a developer being like, oh, they're going to hammer down on us because of this peripheral. It doesn't make sense. If they're going to hammer down, it's not the fact that you're holding a plastic gun in your hand, which developers can make look, you know, futuristic or something like that. It doesn't have to look like anything you would pick up today. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would be fine. I don't.
It's getting the funding to make it, though. That's the thing, right?
Yeah. What happened? Yeah. That and like I said, I didn't hear about this. Now, maybe within the game industry, the developer industry, maybe more developers know about this stuff, but until somebody that has the money in their pockets that can do the marketing and everything to get that stuff out there, it's still going to kind of be in that dark corner of like, oh yeah, it works, but there's not a lot of funding behind it or anything right now. In terms of your VR thing, one thing I would say about that is, you know, VR caught on to a certain community. And of course, you know, I think the community is growing between, you know, PC, PlayStation, and damn it, Phil, you said high fidelity VR with the Xbox One, and you still never produced on that. But it's still not there yet, where something like this can cater to a wider consumer base. It won't be as much money to get into. All right. Yep. So you don't really have to be like, you know, all right, well, I paid, instead of $60, I paid like $80 or $120 for this, you know, this game with this gun. You don't feel like you have to have another title and another title to kind of like really cement your purchase. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where if you're spending a couple $100 on a VR headset and you already spent like a couple $100 on the system, you're going to want more than one game to kind of like justify your purchase. You see what I'm saying? That's where this would go into a bigger demographic there.
I've got the game for you then.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's going to be
Don't make Halo
like Fire Team Raven.
Okay.
Right. I played that at Halo Outpost. I also played the Halo VR at Halo Outpost when they came through. So I'll tell you what, the Halo VR one was really, really cool. It was a cool experience. You throw the backpack on. They tell you not to run because you know you're in a small little cube of a space, and at the same time. You know what I mean? By the time you realize that somebody's there, you've already run into them. So you know that you want to quick walk but not run. You can't tumble. You can't do anything because you're wearing the whole laptop basically on your back with the antennas and everything, and you got the gun that's strapped to the laptop. So it was really cool to see. But I got some video somewhere where all you see are the upper torsos of the people. So it's just red or blue and the torso and the gun. That's it. That's all you see. Well, in the head. Yeah, but it was cool to experience that. And I'm like, this would be what Halo multiplayer would be in VR. I mean, it literally was. But this is a nice stepping stone. It's not there. And I understand why, with all the gear that I had on me, I understand why Phil was saying no. Even though we promised them VR, it's not to where our expectations are, so we're not going to go there. You know what I mean? So
Yo,
I
shut up,
understand
Eternal.
Eternal should die in the chat. What's going on, bro? Thanks for stopping in and being here. Glad that you be here, man.
But now with the light gun, you can still get into Fire Team Raven.
Yep.
Right. So you can
Dude,
still do all that.
What's that? That's the
Dave
Halo
and Buster's.
game. Yeah, me and the kids beat that game. The first day that we went there after that game was put out to all the Dave and Buster's, like me and the kids, we all sat in that thing and we did not move until we beat that game. Yeah, we went through the whole thing.
And that's it. Could you imagine doing that at home now?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome. You know what I mean? And I can imagine doing that. Granted, I'm talking about possibilities. I'm not talking about facts or anything like this. This is not an opinion. It's just what if factors. But now, what if the three of us were playing and somebody else, like Spider-Man, the four of us are playing online together with our light guns. That immersiveness. I mean, we're still physically playing around as if we have a weapon. We're playing together as a team, shooting at the screen. You know what I mean? We're all in different parts of the world and we're playing together. That's the awesomeness.
Dr. Octopus after fighting Spider-Man, and now I'm down 3 legs.
But it's it changes it from being Call of Duty or Halo multiplayer. You know what I mean? You're not just running around now. I mean,
it's all about immersion, man, and that's the thing with VR. VR takes that level of immersion to new heights. Some people, like I said, love it, and I totally agree. The technology still got a ways to go, and it's certainly you got to get rid of the barriers or things that people hate for. It's extra setup, and people don't like complex things, especially when you're trying to get new people into gaming. And I can tell you from experience, having a PlayStation VR is a bit cumbersome. It's sweaty. It's comfortable, but it gets very sweaty. You can get very people that, what do you call it? Like kind of claustrophobic in a way, and there's a lot of wires and you're all that kind of stuff. So, but we're at the 2-hour mark, guys. We got to end up this show, so we're gonna have to end it there. We do have our Primal Eve's question of the week. So she didn't put this in my DM and didn't put it in the other one. So the question of the week, guys, this also goes out to everybody that's in the chat as well. List a popular game that you started, but after a while just kind of gave up on. Perhaps it's something you'd like to go back to, but something you just kind of walk away from and say, that's it, I'm done. I'm pretty sure we can all probably think of at least 1 or 2 games like that in our collection. I'll head over and check out with you first, Dread. Is there anything that comes to mind? I know it's a tough question, but
everybody's going to hate me on this one. Shenmue.
Shenmue.
Okay, Shenmue. That's it.
The old one or the new one?
The old one. I played the Dreamcast, and I got to a certain point. I was just like, I can't do this.
Dude, I was right there with you.
The reason why you just kind of walked away from the game?
It's Forklift Simulator. That's why.
Oh my god! Yeah, it was slow. It was boring. Red Dead 2 had more action with its slow pacing than Shenmue did back then.
Very good. Very good. That's a very popular game, so I like that choice. Corey Hale dropping an amazing 24.25 in the super chat. Thank you so much for that, Corey. Greatly appreciate your support and for being here. Dr. Dingle at Buck Roger. Mr. Reese, what's up, brother? How you doing? He says Tomb Raider. Timothy Dixon says The Witcher 3. Dr. Dingle also says The Witcher 3. Shaddai is pretty disappointed. No, Shenmue.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to change it up then. How about Generation Zero?
Never heard of it.
That came exactly. It's for good reason. That came out. They came out last year.
Yeah, fair enough.
I heard. That rings a bell, but I can't place it right now. I'm gonna look it up.
Survival game, or you're I guess on a date or something, and everything goes to hell in a handbasket. So now you got to go pick up weapons, find weapons in houses because the robots are coming after you.
Oh.
Yeah, it looked good at first, and then after playing it, it was horrible.
Yeah, no,
that's the only game that I would literally say hands down is horrible. Shenmue wasn't horrible; it just wasn't for me. I just couldn't do it.
Dread, I'm gonna get people mad when I get to.
That's how bad it was. I forgot.
Good Go ahead, Xbot, your turn, bro.
All right, man. Noof, there was quite a few. I mean, I can go with Spider-Man right off the top and say like I got into that, and then it just became so monotonous. Like the thugs look the same. It just became so repetitive. But that's not where I'm going.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, dude.
Odyssey?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
I could see Origin, but Odyssey?
Odyssey, yes. And the thing about it was the more and more I played it, and this is a me thing, guys. I just want to put it out there. This is a me thing. I loved Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood. I still think those are the best Assassin's Creeds in the franchise. And they built it from the ground up for an assassin, meaning that you kill through stealth. There is no option to go in just swinging your sword or your axe and like taking out everybody. All right. It was built on the ground up for stealth. And the more and more I played Odyssey looked good. For an action adventure game, you know, the gameplay mechanics were tight for an action adventure game. The reason why I stopped playing it was the more and more I played it, the more and more for me personally, this is not my Assassin's Creed. This is not an assassin game. And because of that, I just put the controller down, walked away, and never came back.
So I guess that means you're not going for Valhalla.
No, not at all. Not at all. I call that generic action adventure game number 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's my only issue with the Assassin's Creed, and I understand it's part of the story, and some people do like it, but it brought me out of the immersion when I had to come back to reality.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you had to go,
The animal sections.
yeah, the Animus. When you had to go back in, I loved it, but coming back out, there was nothing to guide you as much per se. So that was the only issues I have with those. That's why I liked the newer ones a lot better. You can actually stay in there. Yeah. But no, I see what your point. I see your point though.
I just couldn't do it, man. Like in my head, like again, for an action adventure game, the gameplay mechanics were good. You know, the graphics, the game looked great. In my head, I just heard that voice. This is not Assassin's Creed. You know, this is not Assassin's Creed. Why are you playing this game that says Assassin's Creed, but it's not built for an assassin? And I was just like, You know what? You're right, to the voice in my head, and just put it down. Yeah.
Well, maybe they should have done the same thing they did with Assassin's Creed, because originally it was Prince of Persia. Assassin's Creed was a Prince of Persia game, and it spun off. And they named it different.
After that, it started to go downhill for me. We got some interesting choices in the chat. Sparks says Metro Exodus. Corey Hale says Far Cry 5. Yeah, so interesting ones in here. For Eternal Shaddai, it was Dead Rising 3. He tried, but he disliked it. I love Dead Rising 3. 4, on the other hand, that one was a bit eh. Now, for me, it's kind of a mix of two games. And there's been a lot of games that I kind of walked away from, but some games I actually want to come back to. But these two, I don't know if I'd ever care to play them again. First one, Death Stranding. Oh my god, I got fucking the 3rd level or whatever the fuck it was, and I was like, this game is fucking absolute. I hate to use the word because I'm shit on myself, but I'm going to say it. I thought it was trash.
Noof.
I did not like it.
Noof, you have to play 22 hours before it gets interesting, I heard, man.
Just like, the mechanics that drive you fucking nuts.
Dude, just get through 22 hours and then the game will get good from what I hear.
Whining baby, teeter-tottering fucking packages, losing shit, getting fucking chased by some kind of black fucking goop. I don't know what the hell. There was just so much crap going on, and you're like, what the fuck is it? It looked good. Game looked really cool, but it was fucking weird. Then you're drinking and eating like your fucking feces and piss or some shit for your life meters. I don't know what the fuck it was. Like you're shitting your piss for your energy sources and stuff. I don't know. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I applaud those who like it. Just I couldn't get into any other game. And shout out to Wilmy who to actually fucking gifted it. And I felt really fucking bad because I wanted the game at first. He gifted it to me, and I thought it was fucking absolute crap. And that's fucking here. And it's another Ubisoft game, Ghost Recon. Fucking Breakpoint. I thought it was fucking shit, and that's another series that has nothing to do with the original Ghost Recon at all. Those games feel nothing like fucking anything in the last gen. Go back and play Ghost Recon Future Soldier and tell me that the last two Ghost Recons look and feel anything like those games. They do not at all. They're just, again, almost like Xbox said, just these are generic fucking shooters in open worlds now. I just, man, I couldn't get into it. I thought Ghost Recon, what is it, the first one there, Wildlands was like half decent. I could, but this new one was just this is just crap, man.
Yo, Noof, they have made so many open world franchises now that I can guarantee in a couple years people will be like, I want a more linear experience. Why does everything have to be open world? And I knew that was gonna happen, man.
That's it. I don't. These franchises did not beg to be open world. They beg to be bigger and better, but they don't have to be open world and just going around. It's just, I don't know. Ubisoft is doing some weird shit. It seems like all of their franchises. I'm not a big fan. It's one of these companies I'm quickly starting to walk away from because I feel that they got this other one that people are playing that I can't really stand. The Division. I don't get what the fucking big hoopla is with that. Yeah, I'm slowly not becoming an Ubisoft fan anymore. I used to love them, but everybody's raving about their games. It's weird because I'm going the opposite
They're all
direction.
the same,
I'm
dude.
like, what the fuck is this shit?
Here's my problem with them is, like you said, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare, right? Advanced Warrior. Okay. You had 16 players playing missions. I mean, granted, they weren't actual campaign missions, but you had missions, and you can play 16 players online. And we all used to run through the island with maximum terrorists, and we would go through there and just smoke them all as fast as we could. It was funny because it was like we're all trying to, at least get a kill or be the top killer. You didn't want to be the guy that didn't even have any kills because it's like, well, why do they even bother?
Yeah,
I mean, they haven't done that in a while. I mean,
dude,
forever.
Remember Rainbow Six Vegas going through with your buddies on the campaign mode?
Yeah.
How fucking amazing that shit was.
Yeah, that was awesome. I wasn't a fan when they switched to Vegas at first. I mean, you had to get into it and get used to it, but I liked the original ones before. I mean, that's how I got a lot of people over into Xbox because they're like, oh, check this out. They're like, no, you play. I'm going to keep watching. I'm like, no, here, take the controller. No, you play. And next thing you know, they went out and bought the game. And next thing you know, we're online. We're all playing together. We're doing yet again terrorist missions. We're playing online, clan matches, and all that fun stuff. Now, is there a clan match anymore? I don't know anymore because I don't really pay attention. None of that stuff seems to happen.
Wildlands got a great 4 versus 4 mode. It's pretty cool and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
I played that.
They did that. They really did awesome and stuff. That was fucking dope. But yeah. Anyway, that's it.
Nice.
Oh, I think I back out there for a second.
There we go.
There you are.
Hey.
My mic. All right, so I think that's gonna wrap up the show tonight. So guys, before we go, first of all, thank you to all the chat that came out, whether you were here for like 1 minute or you stayed for the entire show, and the people who are going to watch this on the replay. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. We had over 40 something people watching tonight live. That's fantastic. It's not 1,000, but fuck it, you know what I mean? Like I said, we got a great crew. Hey, we got Dragonart Yobi in the chat. What's going? Draven Arrows here. What's happening, man? Yeah, man. We had Yobi back on here a couple, probably a month or so ago. He was on. He was a great guest, man.
Awesome. Noof, Yobi wants me to play Fortnite with him on his birthday, man. Dude.
It's his birthday. I guess you have to give in.
You gotta do that.
Spider-Man, my good buddy Spider-Man, man, dude's been there for me through thick and thin. Been here for fucking ever, watching me play games and my streams and all that shit, man.
Play Destiny 2 for him. He absolutely loves Destiny 2. I will let you know that right now.
Indeed. I don't want to. So obviously, Primal couldn't make it tonight, guys. She's a little under the weather, what have you. It's also a big part of the reason why I love the dynamic that me and Primal have, and I love the sort of the format of this podcast. We are going to be looking for a third member. I have extended the invitation sort of in the past to Dread, but Dread can't really commit weekly, so that's kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for that podcast member who can pick up the slack, but also fit in with us really well. Have that vibe and that jive, and be a little off the wall, have a little bit of a sick mind, I guess, like me and Primal. And over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be inviting some guests on who've all showed interest in being a podcast member on the panel. So what I'd like for you to do is when you come out each week is kind of listen to them very carefully. And at the end, I want to get feedback as to who you think really seemed like they had it going on, that fits in well with us. And I need them to be regulars. I can't have them being here one week and gone the next. I need somebody, that can be here on the regular. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. So that's going to be happening over the next few weeks. I've got a list of some people right now. I'm just going to put out the list of people that have sort of sent me message and say they were interested in that option. So guys, let me just bring it up here for you. They're going to be showing up here. I've got to notify them of the weeks that we're going to be on, but it looks like we've got the first one coming up on May 26th is a guy named Junos. I've never met him before. I don't even know if he's got a lot of podcasting experience, but whether they're experienced podcasters or they're not, they are certainly welcome to obviously come out and do a guest spot, and then we'll see where it goes. We got a good friend, Cray Simmons. You might know him as Hollywood on Xbox. He wants to try to come out for this. Cray's a great guy. He's a lot of fun. I know right off the bat he's got a good sense of humor. June 2nd, we've got another one called Youngest on June 9th. Axel1324 was in the chat. He might still be here. He's going to come on June 16th. Well, I've got to confirm all these dates, but this is the way they came in. And then Anime Heaven. So far, that is the ones I have on the list. So there you have it. And I think there might be one more. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be having some different people on here. And we're going to see how they have a
tough decision after these people as well, man. Like,
well, some of these I don't know. Like I know Cray, so I know kind of where he fits already. But I just want to see how everybody stacks up, and it's hard, I know. But that's where I need the feedback from the community, and then myself and Primal will talk amongst ourselves and figure out. Okay, these people, I think, because Xbot with this podcasting stuff. It sounds and looks easy, but it's a lot harder to do than people think. And also know that some people, they talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. They come in, they're fucking non-existent, they're boring as fucking fuck, or they're not funny, or they don't really know their video game stuff. And that's no good either. Like, you just can't have an airbag on the panel. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
no, definitely.
Or someone that drowns out everybody.
Yeah.
Like their show.
Trying to say. What are you trying to say, Dreadpool? Huh?
Well, I'm saying this is your last chance, Xbot.
Come on my show again, man.
I've been waiting.
Yeah.
You've been waiting.
I've been waiting.
All right. Well, you didn't hear 2 weeks ago. We got crazy, man. 2 people walked out, and it was insane. But
yeah,
no one called me. I would have showed up to the
got
rescue.
a sister. No,
Ask Boom. I'm always there to the rescue.
yeah,
a great show tonight. First of all,
yeah.
I want to thank my guests, and let's get out of here, guys. So again, thanks to all the chat. Thanks for everybody for coming out. That's right, Axel, June 16th. I'll send all the confirmation out to you guys. Let's get out of here, and let's start with our first guest of the evening, Mr. Dreadpool. Let people know where they can find you. What's up your sleeve for the next one?
Thank you for having me. I'm glad everybody enjoyed the show tonight and the chat. It was good to see everybody and welcome everybody. A lot of my fellow Dreadites out there. You can find me on Twitter at Dreadpool, and the O's are actually zeros. I'm on YouTube, Mixer, my gamer tag, and my Stadia tag as Dreadpool, all letters, all caps, and even Twitch as the real Dreadpool with underscores in between the words.
All three of you guys on Stadia, have fun.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
you will me and Mooch
and Obi-Wan for the win. Got it.
Nice.
So yeah, 4 of us.
Yeah, and that's when Google said we just doubled our user base.
They did.
And this gentleman here has an amazing podcast. I do believe you find him on Saturday evenings, Mr. Xbot 448. Let people know what's going down and when you're up next, brother.
Well, thank you, brother, and I gotta say thank you for keeping that back door open, man. I really appreciate that. Hopefully, this isn't my last time on here.
No, never.
I always love talking games with you, bro, and dude, you make me crack up. I will say that right now, dude. I don't know how many times I had to mute the mic because I was just like, I was laughing so hard. I will say huge shout out to the chat, man. You got some really awesome people in here, people that stay connected to the show, you know, the responses, everything like that. Guys have been absolutely amazing. And Dreadpool is pretty good too, man. When it comes down to it, I make it really easy to follow me. It's Xbot448. So if you're on Twitter, just type in Xbot448. You're on YouTube, just type in the same thing. Xbox Live is Xbot448. So if you want to, you know, add me on Xbox Live, play some games, man. You know, when it comes down to it, I'm always down to play Forza, Motorsport 5, Forza Horizon 4, of course, Destiny 2. I'm getting back into Halo 4. If that's, I don't block any of my achievements, nothing like that. You can go in and see exactly what games I played, how much of those games I played, everything like that. You're
not a Hulu expert?
No, just type in Xbox 448 and you get the whole lowdown there.
Yes, guys, make sure you follow these two cool cats. They are fantastic people. They're even better podcasters. You'll catch Xbot on his. He's got a great crew on his panel over too with Crispy Bum and K Mega and Supersonic still there with you, right?
No.
He left?
We do have Crispy though. Crispy and
Crispy, yeah,
Crispy's crazy. It's Crispy, it's Predator H2O, it's Mega, it's me, and then we have an extended family where it's like Artemis, the Don, and we have people that decide that 1 week they're gonna go in there, so they're gonna join us and stuff like that. And maybe one day, I can get Snaps to come back on at some point in time for an episode. But
every once in a while, Xbox leaves the back door open for me too, so you never know. All right, guys, we'll just
back on, man. We definitely do
sometime for sure, man. Just let me know. Anyway, guys, I will catch you guys all later. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on. I don't know if you guys know him. ACS Husky has got a podcast tomorrow. It's going to be 4:00. I think that would be 4 Mountain Time. That'll be like 6 Eastern. I'm going to be on there. He does some kind of a one-on-one show. I'm not real familiar with the guy yet. I've seen him on a few podcasts, and I'm going to have to do some little research, but I'll be on there with him tomorrow. But anyway, guys, it's been a phenomenal show. Fantastic guests. Great chat. We'll see you guys next week, and Primal will be back. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers. Wish her well, and we'll see you then. So have a great night, everybody.
Peace.
Good night.